to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Detroit Cast on a Tuesday. Mike and Jay, Big E is here, a nerd is back, McCard is here, so there shouldn't be any fumbling on the field, which I think is a positive. After some slight fumbling issues early out of the gate yesterday.
A few mishaps.
Yeah, I don't want to point fingers. I'm not going to point fingers at anybody.
We did trip a little out of the gate, didn't we?
A little bit. But we got a nerd back here today, so we're good. How are you, friend?
I'm well.
Yes?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Well to quite well, sure.
All right.
I'm good. Perfect.
Yeah. How was your day? Anything exciting?
Just moving toward Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
It's Christmas Eve. So.
Oh, my God, it is.
Yeah.
When is it? Friday?
Friday's Christmas, but Thursday, dude, I think a lot of families do the whole like Christmas Eve and Christmas. So it's really
not me.
Just a couple days.
Yeah. I get to avoid all that because my family's not here. So
you get to.
Yeah.
Mike, that's sad.
Why?
You sound like a hermit.
No.
Oh, Mike.
Nah.
I feel bad for you now.
Why? I still get stuff in the mail.
Oh,
I had
dude.
McDonald's one Christmas. I think I had a one of those Boston Market turkey dinners for Thanksgiving one year recently, which is great. And then I can watch whatever I want on TV. It's not that bad. Don't feel bad for
Dude,
me.
Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas. Yeah, my family's
Doesn't
out
Beth have a
west.
family?
So, yeah, and I'll
Can
do
you
that.
borrow them?
Yeah, well, Beth has to work this Christmas, so I'll see her family on.
I think you should go to the
Christmas Eve.
Fades. I do. I
No,
think you should spend it with the Fades.
the only reason I would want to go to the Fades is to see Nana. I mean, that's really the only reason at all.
Francis's home cooking.
I wouldn't
No,
mind
you could-
seeing
no,
Michael and
You
Francis,
could
but go ahead.
you can come up to Briars with, or not Briars, Frankenmuth with us, and
Oh, you go to.
You do that?
Yes, every year.
What? On Christmas?
Yeah,
Why?
I know
I
a
don't know.
lot of people do that.
I don't know. It started. God, it started.
Do you know a lot of people that
It's
I
go
know
bad.
on-
some people that
on
do that. Yeah.
Christmas?
Is it
It's
Bronner's? Is it?
Bronner's, I
is it
guess it
Bronner's?
actually is. I think I said it. Did I say it wrong? I forget which
Briars.
one we got. Briars. I don't
No.
remember. I don't remember.
He
what
said
it's called.
Briars.
He
It's
did.
Bronner's.
Do you go
For
to
sure.
Christmas store?
No, we go to eat.
Yeah.
Bronner's is the Christmas store.
Okay, then it's. I don't know the restaurant. Who cares? There's
Oh,
two
sure.
restaurants
Yeah, the
downtown.
chicken place.
The chicken
there's
place.
two
exactly.
places downtown, and
Yeah,
we go
right
to
across
one.
the street from each other.
Right.
Gotcha.
And we
I don't
go-
want to go to Frankenmuth, dude.
The drive.
Can we have it at your house?
I like the Muth, by the way. I'm
You
going to
do?
go on record as liking the Muth.
Dude, I haven't been to the Muth since grade school.
Yeah, you should go.
Why?
'Cause they
By
have
myself?
Wiener
Well,
Schnitzel. That's why you should
The
go.
Wiener Schnitzel. Yeah, they have the meat hoss.
Buttered
They've got the
noodles.
cheese
The
hoss.
butter noodles. See, we talked about this last year,
Yeah.
and I had someone agree with me. The butter noodles. McCard wasn't here, I don't think, or maybe he was. I don't remember how long you've been here, McCard. But the butter noodles that they offer are amazing.
Mike, they have a lot of beer there.
Yeah.
Ooh, and
Yeah.
they make it there too.
I'm not going to
Mhm.
go by myself up to.
Is it Frankenmuth Brewery?
Yeah, they make batch 60.
Well, I just offered the invitation.
No, I think we should reschedule and have it at your house. Maybe I'd come by. Does Nana
Yeah,
make the trip?
I didn't know
Yeah.
people did that. Like they head out on Christmas and go to Frankenmuth.
Or the
didn't know
movies.
that.
People go to the movies too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I
family
could
used
see
to do
that because the family's like sick of each other. They're sitting around,
Look at-
and
yeah.
we sort of used to do that. I used to go down to Indiana a lot to
Ooh.
see extended relatives,
Yeah.
and it'd be like, okay, third day, we've all been sitting around. Let's see a movie. And so I can
Yeah.
totally see why people would do that.
I don't remember what year we started. It's been a while though. It's been at least 5 to 7 years, maybe longer. I don't remember. I don't know why we started it. I remember that I didn't like it the first time.
Zimmerman's or no?
Ma-
not
no,
Zimmerman's.
it's
No,
the one
that's Ann Arbor.
starts with
Oh,
a it starts with a Z, right?
Zenders. or-
Zenders.
Is it
Bam.
Zenders?
There
Yeah.
we go. There we go. I don't know why we started it, but we started it, and I didn't actually like it at first because of the drive and all that shit. But I have come to actually really look forward to it. So I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, no offense to Fran, but it seems like she's
Seems like Francis
Taking the day off.
Yeah, she's
Like,
passing the
No,
buck
you
a
know
little
what?
bit.
Last
Yeah,
year we
why
did.
would-
No, you know what? That's not true because last year we didn't go because she was feeling sick, I guess, or something. I don't remember. She said she was. Yeah, well, there was some speculation, but me and my sister were mad about it. Like we wanted to go. So I don't see it as her taking a day off anymore. I absolutely look forward to it every year.
I don't know. I always looked at that as like mom doing her job, cooking. making
make
a
Francis
big meal.
make her own poultry at home. I'm making my own poultry
It's
at
never
home.
going to be as good, dude. It's never going to be as
It's
good.
better.
We're doing like
No way.
Thanksgiving at my house
That's awesome.
because we missed Thanksgiving because we went to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
So we're just doing Thanksgiving meal.
Oh,
on
I
Christmas
like that.
Eve. Huh?
There's nothing, dude. Take it from someone who goes out to eat all the time. Having a home cooked meal is the greatest thing in the world.
Okay,
It's
dude.
way better.
No,
It's
Not
even
when you're receiving
comparable.
home cooked meals every day, though, Mike. You are on opposite spectrums.
I
You've got
guess.
E receiving that every day. You've got you receiving it none of the days.
But to try to say that Zender's compares with a home cooked
think-
Christmas
Yes, it
mom
is.
meal.
I think
It
it is
is.
sort of like home style.
No,
if I
dude,
remember
I
correctly.
don't care what you say, dude. It's way better.
So is this a shot at mom's cooking?
No, it's not. It's the
'Cause
fact
my
that
mom's
it's a place
cooking
that
is
makes
better.
really good. They make. I don't know that it's full. I don't know how the level of homemade it is, but it is not the same as going to a Denny's. I mean, they have stuffing, butter, butter noodles. It's all you can eat. We always get the thing where it's like it's all you can
You're
eat.
saying
so
an all-you-can-eat buffet is better than mom's?
is-
home
but
No,
cooked?
it's an
not-
all you can eat
Oh
like
my
It's
family
not-
style.
Bring it to the table.
It-
then.
I understand that, but still.
well, whatever, dude. You can argue it all you want, dude. But I've had home cooked meals plenty of times in my life, and I've had this, and I look forward to it.
I know,
every
I've
year.
heard fish and chips at Big Boy. I get it.
It's not.
The perch. He loves the perch.
He does love the perch. Anyway, well, that's good. Well, I didn't know you were having the whole family over for Thanksgiving dinner at Christmas.
Yeah.
That's
Combining
seems like
the
you
two.
go ham more so than turkey. I'm
Oh, we've
assuming-
got ham bone as well.
Wow.
Mhm.
I'm getting
Got it
jealous. Yeah. Anyway, dare I say a big show on a Tuesday? We've got a shooting to get to. Shock there. Toy gun. A bombed couple. There's a fight at a McDonald's. Some numbers out on Harrison Ford's salary. An Afghan bomber, Lindsey Graham. We'll get to him. And the chick that went wild in Vegas. Vegas really had a wild day yesterday.
Sure did.
While we were doing the show, it was starting to come out towards the end of the show about what happened at the Miss Universe ceremony. I don't know what it is, dude. Maybe it's just getting old, but these pageants.
It's not even on your radar anymore, right?
It's not on my
mine.
radar, and it just seems so dumb. I'm surprised there's not more backlash. As PC as everything is, like this idea of judging the hottest person in the universe.
That's not what it is, Mike. It's based on a multitude of things.
Sure, it is.
The dinner or fancy wear or whatever, and the talent.
Dinner or fancy wear or whatever.
evening gown.
gowns.
Evening gown. and-
Yeah, there could be
it's
nothing
talent.
more sexist than just
Yeah,
parading these chicks in front of you.
yeah.
And
That
going,
one wins.
yeah, I guess that
Who-
one's a little better than that one.
Who all look identical, by the way.
Yeah.
You would think if it was truly a representative of beauty, the way people want beauty to be recognized nowadays, they wouldn't all look identical to each other.
Yeah, crazy. They're all long or tall,
The
skinny.
Western
Skinny as
ideal.
shit. Yeah. So anyway, they had their pageant last night, and boy, did it
Hold on, is this
blow
like
up.
the big one now, Miss Universe? Okay,
That's the one Trump used to own and sold 6 months ago.
gotcha. Yeah, because I
And-
heard him say something like, "This never would have happened if I still owned it."
How could that? He couldn't make that promise. What an asshole.
Well, Steve Harvey was the host, and
Of course, from Family Feud fame,
yeah, he does a successful talk show in LA, but yeah,
going to stand up for a long time.
yeah, wears ridiculous suits and he's got a rather impressive black Kitterman
He does.
that he wears. I don't know if that's removable or not, but yeah, everyone knows who Steve Harvey is, right?
Yeah, that's already
So-
has 9 million views already.
Yeah, it was crazy. It blew up last night. He named the wrong winner, and he crowned this poor broad.
So you have the
from
two
Colombia.
finalists standing there. The
Yeah,
moment we've all been waiting for.
yeah.
Oh my.
And there's that gap, where he's like, and now
The winner, Miss Universe 2015.
imagine the anticipation. You're just waiting for your name and you hear it and just the glee and
Yeah.
the absolute relief and the happiness you're feeling, only
It's-
to have it ripped away.
Ariadna Gutierrez is Ms. Colombia, who won it. She thought, well, she did for 2 minutes. She won it, and then
she was stripped of her crown.
should we watch it?
Yeah. So this is after she's about to get stripped.
So she's been crowned. She's holding all the
bouquet.
beautiful flowers. She's waving. Celebration is full on, and here comes Harvey.
In his white suit.
Harvey's kind of limping up.
Oh, he
His
looks
double-breasted white tuxedo.
He looks dejected. He's already sweating. Oh, man.
Okay,
Sorry,
folks.
bitch. This is going to hurt.
Oh my God!
I have to apologize.
She's laughing. Ha ha ha.
She's like,
They forgot to thank the sponsors.
Yeah, this will be a
what are
guess.
you talking about?
Runner-up is Colombia.
Ooh. This Philippines is like, what does this mean? What does this mean?
Why is
I
that
can't
bitch wearing my
believe it.
crown?
What?
Tell that skanky bitch to take my crown off.
Dude, there is a fixed nature to this. Just the way the music
Miss
halted when he started to
Universe
talk. And
2015 is Philippines.
Do you think this is fake?
I think the other one's hotter, by the way.
Miss
I agree.
Columbia?
Yeah. I'm with you.
well, that's where that talent must have come in, right? For accordion
Right.
skills.
Her evening wear must have been nicer, more elegant.
She must have done awesome on the interview.
Right.
Really interested in world peace.
Now what's he going to say?
So I want to see them defrock her. Is that
Yeah.
a word for this?
Yeah.
Where they take her crown and
Oh, yeah. People are booing now. She's like, why is that bitch still wearing my crown?
I would even want the other bouquet because it is markedly better.
Oh, totally agree.
I would be like, yeah, not just the crown, but I'd like the sash and the bouquet, please.
now.
Listen, folks, let me just take control of this.
Seriously. Shit.
This is exactly what's on the card. I will take responsibility for this. It was my mistake.
This
It
one's
was
on me and
the
shit.
card. Horrible mistake, but the right thing, I can show it to you right here. The first runner-up is Colombia. It is my mistake. Still a great night.
Doesn't take anything away from the night.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Just
We
forget
feel
this and
so
shit.
badly, but
Forget
it's
this
still a
happened.
great
How
night.
can you
It's
declare
the best
that?
thing that could ever happen to Miss Columbia.
I totally agree.
Nobody ever remembers or gives a shit about the runner-up.
Yep.
She actually, I bet, would have endorsement deals out of this. Like,
Totally. Oh, there goes your crown.
oh,
Sorry, my man. Sorry, friend.
dethroned.
So, do you mind hitting it with the Lysol really quick? And then that was it. They just cut.
Wow.
No credits. No nothing.
Is it possible it was fake? Publicity stunt.
I can't imagine, but
You'd have to have Harvey totally on board with this.
I think this
To
is
look like an
devastating
idiot.
for someone like his career, though. Like, why would he go along with that? To
Yeah.
look like a total asshole
Yeah.
to the whole world.
And he doesn't. I don't think his sell job is that. I think he looks pretty legit.
Legit.
Yeah.
You know
Bum.
what I've heard is that the teleprompter read Miss Columbia as the winner.
Really?
Yeah, there was some report that he like went back and talked backstage like the teleprompter said that. The teleprompter said that. And they're like,
Yeah. Should have looked at the piece of paper in your hand,
Yeah.
asshole.
yeah.
So he goes on and says, I take responsibility, what you just heard him said. And then so they cut to the credits, or they just cut the broadcast right there. No credits.
Nice.
They don't show her taking her first walk.
Oh,
as
that's
Miss
so
Universe.
important.
I know it is.
To see our Miss Universe in action.
I
How will she represent the universe?
I don't.
How will she? We don't know.
don't know. What if she would have tripped and fallen on her face during her first trip,
Yeah.
first walk?
We know she's
Miss Universe.
she's relatively elegant, but we need to see
Is Miss Universe out there like sending messages? I mean,
to the
I don't-
rest of the galaxy.
Right. I don't understand.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
That's a
know.
good point.
how can we even declare someone Miss Universe?
To the rest of the galaxy, we'd
I
like
mean,
to
just let you
invite
know
you to our universe.
we
Yeah.
picked this person and she's the best. Even if there's somebody else out in this universe.
Yeah.
Oh well.
The organizers have yet to unveil what this year's prize is. Doesn't that seem a little weird that you're in this contest? You don't know what the prize
Well, the
is?
prize is just having the honor of representing the universe.
Well,
yeah, I'd make it as shitty as possible. Now they already played for it.
yeah,
I'd be
well,
like, yeah, it's $10. Hey,
it kind of is shitty. Last year's prize was like 20 grand in salary.
What?
and then you have tons of obligations, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Like tons of endorsement obligations.
Yep. You get free luxury accommodations and living expenses in New York, which would be a ton. That's
For 1 year, though, right?
for the duration of her
But that
reign.
just becomes your jumping off point to travel all around and do all this shit.
Yeah. Scholarships to the New York Film Academy, hair and skincare products, clothes, shoes, swimwear, plane tickets, access to movie premieres. Ooh. Her charities, she's expected to work long hours with charities of her choice, which is what you're talking about, and travel extensively as a goodwill ambassador on behalf of the organization.
There you go.
Yeah. Harvey immediately tweeted after the show, spelling both women's countries wrong.
I saw that, man.
What?
Yeah, he had to,
Like, sorry to Colombia and the Philippines, spell them both wrong.
Philippians and Colombia
Oh boy.
Instead
With a U.
with a U
Yeah.
instead of COLOMBIA. He did
Yeah.
LUMBIA. Yeah, and then quickly deleted that. But of course, everybody saw it. It was like, you ass. And then he wrote, he felt terrible, apologized, and all that shit wholeheartedly to Miss Colombia and Miss Philippines for his huge mistake. Secondly, I'd like to apologize to the viewers that I disappointed as well. Again, it was an honest mistake. This was terribly honest human mistake. I am so regretful. I don't want to take away from this amazing night and pageant, as well as the wonderful contestants. They were all amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
you're right. He wouldn't walk into that knowingly.
no.
It puts him in such a poor light.
Yeah. I mean, who's going to want to hire him to host
Yeah.
anything?
And then you send a tweet like that too. He's just
Yeah.
stepping all over himself.
Yeah. And you know, I give him some credit. At least he owned it right then. And then the
Yeah.
next morning, straight away, he sent an apology. He's like, gee, I feel like a total asshole. That is a bummer. Of course, as you mentioned, Trump said, very sad what happened last night at the Miss USA or Miss Universe pageant. I sold it 6 months ago for a record price. This would have never happened on my
I
watch.
sold it for a record price.
What was
This
the
guy.
previous record of selling the Miss Universe pageant? Like, who would even
Cares. Just the
I don't
fact
know.
that he would say that. He's just
He also said that they need to make this right. They should both be Miss Universe. Like, I get that, but like why you would say that, but that seems like a very PC culture thing to do. Like, that's not fair to Miss Philippines. They people
won it fair and
voted. She
square.
won it fair and square. Just because this asswipe fucked up on the delivery of the announcement, all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're gonna split the reward with
No,
this idiot.
Columbia gets her reward. Now people are talking about her. She'll be on shows. She'll have some deals come out of this.
Yes.
Which she never would have had before.
And people are gonna rave about how graceful she was
Yes.
in the face of this. She'll be the ambassador for some dumb brand that they'll tie into, you know, Grace Under Fire or
Yeah, exactly.
sportsmanship or something?
yeah, exactly. Being a good sport. You're right. This is the greatest thing that could have possibly happened for Columbia. Way better. Name one second place finisher in a Miss Universe ever. Name one winner ever. Like, and this is also the greatest thing that's ever happened to this pageant. I mean,
Yeah,
the only
it certainly
loser
wasn't
is,
on my radar. I mean,
no. I knew it was on and I didn't even TiVo it.
is that what is it on now? It used to be like on NBC.
I think it was
and
on
stuff like
Fox.
Hmm.
I think it was on Fox last
Wow.
night. Yeah.
that. And then
I think NBC doesn't have anything to do with it, do they? Was it NBC Universal that?
No, I just threw that out there. I just feel like I remember seeing it on a major network.
Yeah, it still was.
Wow.
And it was live, obviously.
So is Miss America still big?
Probably to some people. I don't know. That stuff was never really on my radar. Isn't there a Victoria's Secret?
They do like a runway show, like an angel thing every year, right?
Yeah.
Around Super Bowl or something, or
I thought they did one that was nationally televised. That's kind of a big
or
deal.
maybe
I
that's around Christmas. No, like to sell shit around Christmas. Did we miss
Maybe.
that? I don't know.
It's possible. No, but these things, the only reason to watch these, if you're doing a morning radio show, you're looking for the person that answers the question like an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you like, seeing a hot chick paraded around in a bikini. Like, you can see that anywhere. Do you really need to go to these idiots to see that? No, you don't. And
Yeah, I think there was a time maybe in our culture where that was a lot more exciting, right?
yeah.
Oh my goodness, a collection of beautiful women.
Yeah.
Collection of beautiful women.
Look at them all up there.
But now they're everywhere. It's like going to Playboy to check out a nude chick. Like, yeah, there was a time when that's what you did, but
Yeah.
now it's like
Even
no.
Playboy isn't printing nudes anymore.
Yeah.
They had their last nude
this month.
yeah,
was it?
this month, and then
Yeah.
starting the new year, they're done with the nudes.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
crazy.
if are done. Are they done with fully with nudes?
I think
or
they're
they-
doing like Maxim style now,
Yeah. Good luck with
just
that.
not like centerfolds and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Hey, speaking of chicks, at Twin Peaks, you'll find the best kitchen in sports, making everything from scratch and a beer selection ranging from local crafts to their famous 29-degree drafts. Try any of their made-from-scratch teasers like the Peak Sampler, which includes fried pickles, mozzarella bites, and buffalo tenders. Visit Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge, to watch your favorite college and professional football games.
And this next segment is brought to you by David Helm and Helm Law. Helm Law is a full-service law firm built on the model of providing the best legal service to its clients throughout Michigan. It represents clients in a wide range of cases, including family law and divorce, civil litigation, estate planning, criminal defense. So whether you are leaving your children in a hot car or your spouse is refusing to put out, call Helm Law at 248-679-8804 or go online to helmlawpc.com. They offer free consultations. If you tell them you support the Detroit Cast, you'll get 15% off. And this bitch here may need to call one David Helm.
I reckon.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
While the Miss Universe pageant was going on in Las Vegas, outside the hotel is where this happens.
Chick was getting nutty.
Yeah, she intentionally, they say, plowed into pedestrians on the sidewalk of the Vegas Strip, killed a mother, injured 37 others. They say she was homeless, living in her car with her 3-year-old daughter. Lakeisha Holloway of Portland, Oregon, has been identified
So this
as
is
the
not
driver.
vehicular homicide. This is actually homicide. Just living in her car.
Wow,
Hmm.
that's not bad, actually. That's not bad. E, you're chuckling and you're trying to play it off. But
It's
that's
a
not
classic
bad.
homicide.
Alex,
No? You reject that?
It's not bad.
Just living in her car.
I expect that more from Mike. That's a Mike line. I'm sorry. I think that's a Mike line.
No, you're right.
You're above that, Jay.
Just being charged with homicide.
No, there we go.
So she's got this wee toddler in the back seat.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Taking a toddler for that ride. Dude.
Well, at this point, the toddler's not like he's got a great life going. This might be good for the toddler, dude. He'll be out of there. He'll be out of that home now into
Once and for all.
into a home that's stable.
A home that doesn't move up sidewalks and hit people.
Right, a more permanent one, if you will.
She allegedly hit pedestrians on 2 different sections of sidewalk while heading north on Vegas Boulevard. At a press conference, the district attorney, Steve Wolfson, said initial charges, including murder with the use of a deadly weapon, as well as multiple counts of attempted murder, child abuse, failure to remain at the scene of an accident, blah, blah, blah.
Dude, I heard a witness talking, and he said he's sitting there, and he hears this ruckus, people screaming and shit. He looks down the way, and he sees, like, on the strip, it's pretty busy, and so people are going, like, 5 or 10 miles an hour, and this thing's just racing down
40.
like, yeah, between 30 and 40 miles an hour down the sidewalk, just railing people.
Oh my God.
And then there was a point where there was like a truck that was kind of like pulling out in its way, and so it went onto the strip, around the truck, back up on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
and kept clipping people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? There's no motive, or it remains unclear what the motive is, according to the sheriff Joseph Lombardo. He said he does not believe the incident was a case of terrorism. However, we're not able to absolutely rule out terrorism at this stage due to a lack of information about the suspect. Holloway was stoic, didn't appear to be distressed when she was arrested. She told a valet at the hotel to call 911 because she mowed down people. He added that Holloway had made statements about her motive at the scene, but was not comfortable with divulging those comments. However, he insisted that they did not suggest terrorism. He alluded to a disassociation with the father of her child, who is now in protective custody. And I think this guy lived in Texas, so there was thought that maybe she was going from Portland to Texas.
On the sidewalk?
Well,
Via sidewalk?
She stopped in Vegas to run over 30 or 40 people.
Okay, he wasn't even on the sidewalk. He's mad at her, and
right.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
wasn't even on the sidewalk.
She did not appear to be under the influence of alcohol, but that doesn't really mean anything. There are so many people on the road who are high as fuck, and if you looked at them, you would have no idea
Mhm.
that they were fucked up. So that when they say that, like, oh, she doesn't appear to be under the influence, well, that just means you don't
You
you
Didn't
don't
smell
smell
alcohol.
anything on her breath. That's all that means. Holloway told authorities she'd been in Vegas for around a week. Police believe she was living in her vehicle with her daughter. Jessica Valenzuela from Buckeye, Arizona, died in the crash Sunday night. She was visiting Vegas with her husband, just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. Cause of death is pending.
Ooh, yeah.
Can I take a guess as to what the cause of death was?
Yeah. Head against concrete sidewalk after being mashed with car.
That's amazing. That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's just a guess. I'm just throwing that out.
I mean, I suppose anything's possible.
Heart attack, you know,
could have been
old age.
Yeah, at 32 would be odd, but I suppose, yeah, sure, it could have been natural causes. Why not?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Aneurysm.
Which is why they haven't divulged what the cause of death is, but I'm going on record as saying what you think. Could have been a stroke. Yeah, I didn't think about that. The incident took place about 6:40 in the evening out front of the Paris Hotel and Casino. You familiar with the Paris Hotel?
Yeah, of course. Oh, dude, Vegas. I know there's a lot of places that you could kill off. Those sidewalks, man. I'm shocked it's not even more than 30. You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Packed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter when you're there.
Yeah.
I mean, or what time of the year or what time of the day. I mean, maybe short of.
It's always packed.
Maybe you think it's just a function of like her being on the sidewalk for so long that people were able to skedaddle out of the way?
That must be
for sure.
Like she initially hit a bunch and then people are like, get out of the way.
And 30's a lot still. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, man, I could have seen it being more, but you're right.
She hit more than 30. I mean, put 37 in the hospital and killed another one. So there were.
Clip some wings.
She absolutely clipped some wings. Meanwhile, Lachey Hardaway, Holloway's cousin, said this is just not like her.
Oh, it's not.
Here comes the family. She's a very successful woman. She's always been successful. She's an overachiever. It's not her character. Another of her cousins said she's very sweet. She's a loving mother, very strong mom. Now,
I don't know much about the story, but these don't seem to be the descriptors that I would use.
No, and when you talk about someone being very, very successful, I don't. The image that pops in my head is not 96 Oldsmobile. Personally, not to take shots at anybody, but when I think overachiever, very successful,
living in 96 Olds.
Wait a minute, Mike, are you saying if you were to see a 96 Oldsmobile driving down the road, you wouldn't be like, "Wow, that guy's got it"?
Yeah.
The guy's killing it.
Jealous of whatever he's doing.
Well, it depends on the rims.
I mean, is there a worse car out there than a 96 Oldsmobile?
Maybe.
It's a 2001 Neon.
Okay, all right. Yeah. It's close. I mean, it's a little newer. Yeah, that's they said 6 of the victims who were in critical are now stable.
What is she talking about with those things about being successful? I mean, is there something we're missing about her life that
she's alleged to have committed homicide? How could she be successful?
a made up crime.
One witness that described the scene as straight out of a movie. You could literally see people bouncing off. She was running over everybody. Car was going about 30 to 40 miles an hour and just blowing through pedestrians. It was just massacring.
Dude, that is so fast for a sidewalk. Like people throw miles per hour out all the time. Like think about that.
Dude, I don't ever do over 15, 20 tops on the sidewalk. Never. If I'm in my car, never. I mean, it's just good responsibility.
Picture what 25 is in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right? Jump up on a sidewalk and raise that 10 miles an hour. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude.
It's funny how you think about it. You always talk about this, Jay. We used to bring it up before, like just driving on the highway, how much trust we put in people.
Yeah.
And like, dude, like I said,
just
that
a little yellow line is separating us all from
one bird
paralysis.
How does that not happen more often? You think about a populous strip like that, someone could easily at any point just say, well, fuck it.
Oh, I know. We've talked about it many times. It was amazing when it happened at what school is that it happened at recently during homecoming? Texas.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Yeah.
The homecoming parade
where she just went plowing over a police motorcycle and then wailing into people going into a football game.
Kids and shit. Yeah.
And they decided to keep playing the game. Anyways, because a lot of people came in from out of town for homecoming.
Hotels, people already had their reservations. They can't
It's gonna start within a matter of hours.
Already tailgating.
Yeah, you're already there.
We gotta go back to the hotel, ball your grill away and whatnot. I mean,
so yeah, it was a. It is insane, man. Seeing these people, I don't ever remember hearing stories about something like that. That'd be such an easy crime to get away with, or not get away with, but to pull off. Like any of us could do that.
Yeah.
Just plow into a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So insane. Anyway, hopefully she calls David Helm. At this point, I don't know that she has a lawyer. So
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
Unfortunately, she probably won't get that discount because I don't know if she's a listener.
Well, she could lie. I'd
Okay.
cover for her. So remember, if you're a young, attractive female teacher eager to brighten your students' future, or if you've just mowed down a bunch of people in front of the Paris Hotel in Vegas, or if you've been injured at the Fady Manor and looking to cash in, call Helm Law 248-679-8804. Go online to Helm Law PC to set up your free consultation and get 15% off too. So just see Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham is out.
Lindsey Graham. He dropped out of the presidential
And
race
then there
tonight.
were 14. How many are there now?
Yeah, right.
9, something like that.
Yeah.
9 main ones, 8, 9.
Did you like Lindsey Graham?
No, I like how he's so hawkish, you know. He's just
Yeah.
all about, we got to go bomb them. We had to go bomb them 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know? He's just, and he had some little quips that were interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
He and McCain are kind of strangely tied at the hip, always have been.
Yeah. I think he knows more about what's going on in the Middle East than most.
Yeah, he's on all those committees and everything.
Yeah, and he spent a lot of time there. He probably in reality would not have been a terrible choice when facing what we're kind of facing right now. He probably, like I said, knows more about what's going on in the Middle East and how to deal with it than anybody else. So, but either way, he drops out. He was famous for going after Trump and
Is he a senator from South Carolina?
South Carolina. Yeah.
Right.
And he, dude, and that was really his downfall, polling at 3% in South Carolina, which is what, third on the
Yeah.
voting stop?
Yeah, I was about to say, well, maybe he'll have a say in that South Carolina, but maybe not. He's only polling 3.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about him.
Where do his votes go?
Who knows, dude?
I thought I heard Jeb would pick up a lot of his, but I don't know why that would be.
Yeah.
Anyway, he
Such a small sliver anyway. Was it's like less than 1%
what?
overall that he had?
Sure. It wasn't I mean, he was at the kids' table.
Yeah.
And that he said that was what really bummed out. Like all those guys, when they talk to him, they always throw that in there like, do you feel like an asshole being relegated to the kiddie table? And they're like, no, this is great. Anytime you can speak in front of a microphone to the American people, it's a good thing. And then as soon as he's out, he's like, yeah, that was bullshit, man. Being at the kiddie table sucked. That really sucked. Which that's the honesty that you need right out of the gate. That's the honesty that Trump brings to the table that it's like, no, all you guys are going, no, absolutely. Chris Christie, Lindsey Graham, all of them, they can't say enough. Like, oh no, it's no big deal. What's really the difference being at the kiddie table versus the adult table? No problem. And it's like, as soon as you're out, that blew. That was no good. So he's out, and it'll be interesting to see where his handful of votes go.
Drop in the bucket.
He couldn't be president. Can a never married guy be president? He's never been married.
Probably guys who were never married back in the day.
Really? Could
Yeah.
you do that now though? And he's not. Is there any chance that Lindsey Graham is,
Just because he talks with a,
well, he kind of
Talks in a
talks
feminine
funny.
way.
He's kind of got that.
I mean, I
southern
called him a
lisp.
possible tranny. I think that might be more apt than just a gay wad.
You need some. You need some evidence. You can't just call out.
Well, so do you. You can't just be like, well, he talks like this.
Well,
I mean, look
I'm
at what
saying-
my man talks like, and he'll go to his grave claiming he's
I've
not
got
a
more
homo.
evidence than you. My evidence is that he talks like this, and he's like, you can just tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
My
That
evidence
guy can
is,
suck my dick. Is how I feel about it. That guy can suck my dick.
you want to know my evidence?
And
My evidence, he talks
he's
like
never
that.
been married,
His name is Lindsay, and he looks feminine.
and he's never been married.
He's never shaved in his life, man.
I'm gonna take my aunt to the White House. I'm gonna have a rotating door with my harem of bitches.
My aunt.
Seriously, I'll take my aunt and my sister. I have
Oh,
just
jeez.
bitches rolling through the
Is he
White
one
House.
of these guys with a
me.
bunch of sisters, no brothers?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand how you can call him a tranny. Did you have any evidence of him being in
I
a
just
thong or a
named
dress?
it, dude.
Anything? What that he talks like this? I don't know many trannies that talk.
I
like
think
this.
he was born a woman, is what I'm
do?
saying.
Can we do nut checks on presidential hopefuls? I will not be.
Required
I
nut
will
checks.
not take part in this witch hunt for my nuts. Forget it. You can all just go to hell with Donald Trump. That's
Start
how
with
I
an
feel
Adam's
about it.
apple check and go from there.
I don't really have a.
Oh, whoa, Chaz.
I don't have
you
a-
don't.
I don't have a
Really?
You're right,
protruding
Chaz.
Adam's apple.
E?
Very troubling.
What do you got, E? Yeah, he's got a little.
Do you?
McCard doesn't really have one either.
Nah, McCart doesn't either. Mm-mm. You want to do a quick nut check on McCard?
No.
Make sure
that's
he's
a
all
negatory.
man.
That's a negatory.
Dude's got a full beard, but
He's probably
still got
wearing
to
a
check
thong.
for nuts.
Do you have a?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
You're
dude.
too much man,
Of
Jay. You have
course.
too much man in
Yeah,
Of course,
you.
I'm
it's
alpha.
Huge.
You are the alpha in the room. It sucks. How
But
come he gets to have all the man traits? I'd kill for some man traits.
Whatever, Chaz. Get on with the story.
That is the story.
Did you look up as
That's it for Lindsay.
I
Bye-bye,
did.
Lindsay.
James
Bye-bye.
Buchanan and Grover Cleveland never got married.
Ah, Grover.
What years?
The 15th president and the 22nd president. So
Yeah.
back in the day.
That's right.
I wonder if you could
away
be a
with that,
single
man.
president now.
Yeah,
Fucking weird, wouldn't it?
They'd be girlfriends.
it
and
would be
shit?
weird.
Would it
Yeah,
be
wasn't
dating?
there a
that-
movie
Yes.
with Michael Douglas?
Yes, it was so
He's-
corny.
The
Yeah.
American president.
He actually said, "I've got a sister. She can play that role if necessary."
See,
That's gross. I
might
told
be
you.
onto
So his
something.
We'll
sister
have
be
a
the first-
rotating first lady. It actually says that.
I know. Wasn't making that up.
So would his
Absolutely
sister be
saying
the
that.
first
Bitches.
lady, or
I have a rotating harem of bitches coming into my White House.
would she stay in the presidential suite?
Oh,
Lincoln's bedroom, son of a bitch.
hey, Black Friday's history, but the incredible savings at Zott Ford in Holly are not. Right now, lease a new 2016 Ford Fusion SE for $186 per month, sign and go, zero cash out of pocket. Or lease a new 2016 Ford Escape SE for $198 per month, sign and go again, zero cash out of pocket. Hurry down to I-75 and exit 98 to take advantage of Zott Ford's holiday bonus cash before it's gone.
Did you see 6 U.S. troops were killed in a suicide
I did.
attack when this dude rammed into their took an explosives filled motorcycle and slammed into this joint NATO Afghan patrol area near the Bagram airfield in Afghanistan.
Can you imagine right before
Just
Christmas?
today. I know, right?
Right on Christmas Eve, you find out your loved one is gone.
Another 2 Americans and an interpreter were injured in the bombing. The Taliban immediately claimed responsibility for the suicide bombing. Happened about 1:30 local time at the largest U.S. military facility in Afghanistan. NATO has not confirmed the nationality of the dead and wounded, but a senior U.S. defense official confirmed that all but the interpreter were Americans.
Mm,
Yeah. Mohammed Asim.
sure.
Mm-hmm. That's so weird to have a middle and last name that's ASIM.
Yeah, that
Kind of odd.
seems unusual.
Mohammed Asim, governor of the Parwan province, where Bagram is located, said that a suicide bomber rammed an explosives motorcycle into the foot patrol as it moved through a village close to the base. Yeah, terrible news to get, as you say, on the heels of Christmas. Not good. And then public schools in New Hampshire were shut down today. Told everyone to stay home. The kids were probably thrilled with this due to
Similar to the New York LA email the other day, right?
Yep. Which doesn't surprise you when you pull something like that off. It's going to have copycat people doing the same type of shit. That doesn't surprise me. But it was aimed at a couple high schools. The superintendent Mark Conrad announced that all schools in Nashua, wherever that is in New Hampshire, were closed today. We have received a detailed threat of violence to harm students and staff at both high schools. The threat is specific to tomorrow, Monday. We have been working closely with the police department, which is still working at this time to determine the credibility of the threat. We'll be cautious and close all of our public schools tomorrow. I do expect our schools to reopen on Tuesday.
How long do they go during the holiday week? You'd think they'd be out anyway, but
Well, I think when you get into places like New Hampshire, New York, where they get tons and tons of snow. I think they make those kids because they have to follow the 180-day rule like most
so you
schools.
just jam in as many days as they can.
Yeah, as many days as you can, figuring that there's an onslaught of snow coming that they
Those
might have to take.
nor'easters.
Yeah. So I think that's why they do that, because a lot of people were asking that, like, what the hell are these kids doing in school now? Shouldn't they be on winter break or Christmas break? And yeah, they'll take all the days of good weather that they can, make the kids go to school. That's what I've heard. By the way, a 21-year-old college dropout is thought to be, they've issued a subpoena over the hoax terrorist email that you referenced a minute ago, New York and LA.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they think it was some 21-year-old dork.
German dude or American or what? It was sent from Germany, right?
It was. Vincent Canfield will appear before New York prosecutors in connection with the messages that he sparked fear on the East Coast and shut down every school in LA last week.
Oh, that's awesome that they caught a guy.
Yeah.
I thought they'd never catch anybody.
I don't know where he was, though.
So didn't they say it was a German IP address?
Definitely.
Mick, does that mean somehow you can route it through a German IP?
Yeah, so like I have a thing on my phone actually that I could, be from South Korea, Australia, it doesn't matter. I can
And
make
is
my
there
IP
no
whatever I want.
way to tell that for real?
You can I mean, the
They
person
probably
that's
peered
tracking
behind that, right?
Right. The person that's tracking it back is really the limiting factor there, right? Like the CIA, their dudes can go way farther back than I could, but even I could probably make a couple jumps past the VPN. You know what I mean? They changed their IP.
No, we don't know.
No, not even a little
But
bit.
sure.
They changed their IP addresses a lot.
VPN, yeah.
It's how you can just stay anonymous is a VPN. So it's a a
So-
service.
So if McCard number 1 pulled that, could a McCard number 2 go, oh, I see what you did here. You pretended to be from South Korea, you son of a bitch, but I saw it. Or can you hide it from him? If some guy on your level, would he be able to figure out what you did?
What you're looking for is for them to make a mistake, right? So even when you're working through a VPN through a tunnel,
What's a VPN for the layman? Obviously, Jay and I know.
So
exactly
a VPN
what it
is a virtual private network,
Right.
Is what that is.
obviously.
Generally, it's a connection between 2 points. So like a company would use that for somebody that works like
You're
offsite.
welcome, listeners.
A company would use that for somebody that works offsite, right? So they would connect into the VPN so you can get all your files and your email and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
A terrorist could use that to do.
So when are you going? What time does your family get together then, Jay?
Gosh, really?
Over the weekend?
What a prick!
I'm sorry, McCard. I'm sorry. I forgot you were talking. Finish your thought. Damn it!
Wow, that's the single most boring sentence I
You know
ever
what?
heard.
I'm not gonna. I'm
No,
not gonna
all right,
open
quit.
anymore.
All right. So where's it going?
Jay, I knew where you were going already. That's why I cut you off. But Jay, Eric probably wants to hear it. A couple listeners maybe. So
What
go
a
ahead.
terrorist could do with that is bounce around from place to place, right? So you bounce around 3 times and then you're in like a triple tunnel, if you will, right? So I just said it's a point from a tunnel from place to place. You'd put yourself in 3 different tunnels. It makes it really hard to get inside. And, yeah.
No, keep going.
You got it. No.
Yeah, I got it.
Finish
So
your thought.
No, I
All right.
finished it. That's it.
That's the crow flies, my friend. Okay.
I followed all that.
Yeah.
That was easy. I thought it was going to be a little more complicated than that to follow.
I could get into protocols and shit if you want.
You know what? Maybe in the second half.
We don't want to
Okay.
confuse you.
IPsec, TPTP. You never know.
It's good. So could the McCard number 2 figure out what you were doing, or would that be really hard? Could you disguise it from him?
It'd be hard, but the government can do whatever they want.
So basically,
Yeah.
this dude thought he was being tricky.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to send it from a German IP.
But I would think somebody that would be able to pull that off would also have the smarts to know that
To spell Allah correctly with a capital A.
or they would know that there are other people like McCard who could see what the fuck they're doing. Like if the higher ups really wanted to see what you're doing, they'll dig and they'll figure that out, and it's going to come back.
I think
to you.
people think they're smarter than they are, though. Like a guy like me, I just assume like everything I do, people would be able to figure
Right.
it out. But I think people who have a little bit of knowledge probably think they're way smarter.
And that's what I think it is. You get a little bit like I know nothing compared to the people that know a ton, right? And I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
People get a little bit and they're like, "Oh man, I'm
Yeah.
so smart now."
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll never be able to.
They'll never be able to get it.
Oh, they're going to find
unless it
us.
shits the bed.
Yeah, they'll never find me.
Swatting away.
Flying under the radar
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Got it all.
Swatting shit away all day long.
Not enough hours in the day.
Now, my biggest fear, honestly, and we've talked about this plenty, is hackers taking down our infrastructure. We've talked about that a handful of times, Jay.
Well, what was the year? Was it 2002 where the big one happened? When was
we
that,
did
man?
that? Where
The
it hit in
big-
Cleveland.
Yeah, the
area.
big grid went down and we were
Mhm.
out for like a week or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful. Right in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, I was in San Diego, so it didn't really affect me.
It was
personally. But no,
2003.
I know what you mean.
3?
2003.
Summer of 03.
Yeah. It was brutal, though.
Yeah. So immediately you imagine like, wow, remember that? Like that's the type of terrorism that could affect some folks. Right,
Yeah.
Mike?
Yep. Well, Iranian hackers breached the control system of a dam near New York City, an infiltration that raised concerns about the security of the country's infrastructure. It's been revealed. This happened in 2013. The computer systems were hacked from the Middle East and could have caused surrounding areas to flood if the dam gave way. The hackers gained access to the dam through a cellular modem. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. So this isn't just bullshit. This is the Wall Street Journal. Sparking worry all the way up to the White House. The dam is 20-foot tall concrete across Blind Brook, about 5 miles from Long Island Sound. I don't know what Long Island Sound is, but it's very, very small. Rye City manager Marcus Serrano told the newspaper. He said FBI agents visited in 2013 to ask the city's information tech manager about a hacking incident. The dam breach was difficult to pin down, and feds at first thought the target was a much larger dam in Oregon. The hackers linked to an Iranian government were attacking U.S. bank websites after American spies damaged an Iranian nuke facility with the Stuxnet computer worm. So these kind of war games are going on all the time.
Yeah.
Everybody attacking each other's shit.
It's like, well, guess what? I'm gonna flood your sound.
Yeah. It illustrated concerns.
Like how, I don't know, like a flood with a 20-foot dam. Ooh.
Well,
I'm afraid of you.
There's that thought, but experts, a lot of them will tell you that this could just be a dry run for something much bigger and much more.
I know it's concerning.
Spread out.
I'm just being a dick.
Well, no, I think it's fair to go, oh, really? You're going to take down a 20-foot dam and think you're going to paralyze
put more water in our sound?
Why would you, Mike?
What?
Jay just admitted he was being a dick, and you're like, oh, no, you're right, Jay. You couldn't just let it go and let him take it.
No, because I'm a dick all the time, too. I get what he's saying, but when you think of it like that, if it's just this kind of drive, like there was a plane that landed today or yesterday somewhere. There was a bomb threat on board, and someone goes into the shitter in the bathroom while they're up in the air, and there's a fake bomb, and it's just cardboard and a little timer, and it's taped together, and people are like, oh, it's a fake, but they landed the plane. What a nuisance. And experts are going, yeah, but this could be someone's dry run at seeing what kind of materials they can get onto a fucking airport bathroom, into an airplane bathroom. Like there's bigger things that you need to worry about with stuff like that, whether that's fear mongering or reality. I don't know. But
so that day they might have just taken over a baby dam, and then they want to take over a big dam later. Or flood a lot of people.
Or let's just see if we can get into this little dam where no one's paying attention, see how easy it is to crack. And then once we figure out how to do that, we can go, and take down whatever, go after the infrastructure, because that's where war is going in the future. War is not going to be fought between our little toy soldiers and their toy soldiers. Like that's not where the battle's going to be. It's going to be taking someone like 10 McCards in a room and paralyzing a country with them.
What do you think our authorities' first reaction was when they found out about this?
Our current administration?
Well, whoever found out. I think it went along the lines of, damn.
Jesus Christ.
Or let's wait and see.
No, I think it was damn.
Jay.
Drop the end, damn.
I'm just playing right into him, aren't I?
You are.
Twice today.
That's not bad, dog. I gotta tell him, it's not bad.
It's awful.
Stealing your thunder, Mike.
Let's be honest, people, most of you listening did not think of the dam.
If Jay starts to be a little top you in the bad puns, to be honest, I don't know.
I'm trying to.
I don't know what you got left, man.
I don't know what you're doing here.
I'm trying to goad you into an actual conversation about the infrastructure problems in this country, which are massive, and you're just like,
damn,
wheels are turning like a fucking 2-year-old coming up with a damn joke. Really?
This is
what's the matter with you?
That's my favorite. By the way, I don't think you guys. Seems like from what I've recalled, you guys haven't watched the newest one, but the Vegas Vacation of Chevy Chase. That's one of my favorite scenes. Is when the uncle's sitting there, they're going on a tour, and he's walking around with a freaking 6-pack of like Busch beer. And they just keep going over the, oh, this is a damn tour. I don't know. I thought it was really funny.
Oh, is it Hoover Dam?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not seeing that. Hey, did you know that Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban can help you buy or sell a home even if you're looking or live far away? Krista can find you an excellent realtor anywhere in the country. Call Krista and she will connect you with the best local realtor for all of your real estate needs. Check out her website at KristaSellsHouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900.
The official numbers on Star Wars have come out for the weekend. Those were estimates that we were reporting about yesterday.
Well, and that was just like in the U.S., right? That we were looking at. They now have like worldwide numbers.
Yeah, they had worldwide estimates, but they're incomplete because China. It hasn't come out in China. We haven't seen what it's going to do in China yet,
Right.
which doesn't come out till later next month. But yeah, they initially said 238 million, which is what we were talking about yesterday. 247 million, so another 9 million on top of it.
Nice.
Worldwide take reportedly at 528 million. To compare that, Jurassic World, which had that huge opening, their take was 524.9 million.
Dude, I had no idea this Jurassic stuff was so big. I got a couple
I know.
emails and a friend of mine texted me, they're like, don't dog on Jurassic stuff, man. That was like the Star Wars of our generation.
Yeah.
Huh. Had no idea.
Yeah, I'm
It
surprised
was?
you wouldn't, because you have kids that age that would have.
No, I mean, I think Russell and Manny went and saw this most recent one, but I don't know that they were really plugged into the prior ones. They were like too young for the prior ones.
Yeah.
I think that was my generation, right? I mean,
Well, Jurassic Park was
Jurassic
our
Park.
generation. Like when we were kids, Jurassic Park was
Really?
big. Yeah,
Maybe like high school or college or what?
maybe.
When
I
that
mean,
shit
it wasn't
come out?
like 95 or 90
I thought it was like when we were younger.
original. No, it was like 95.
I think I saw it at the
94.
theater, but
1993.
yeah, we were
93,
older,
okay.
man.
So yeah, we were 19 or so, 20. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't remember it being like a global
Well,
phenomenon.
Yeah,
the first one I do. I remember the first one being very big, but I don't remember the other ones. I felt like never did nearly as big. I actually didn't.
How many are
understand.
there? 4?
4?
Dude. Had
Maybe
no
3?
idea.
I think there's 4 though, isn't there?
I had no idea, man.
Yeah, with Newman from
Yeah, well, he was only in the
Seinfeld.
first
Oh yeah, he
one.
put the embryo in the Barbasol can, right?
Is that what? Yeah. And I remember
And that
that.
was so obviously like a plant for a number 2. Remember they like show the Barbasol can fall down
Mm,
and then like get stomped on and stuff, and it's like, oh, don't forget about the embryos in the Barbasol can.
yeah. I remember that and the glass of water
Yeah,
shaking
that was such
Yeah.
a big deal.
on the
That's got
And the lawyer and the shitter that gets eaten while he's sitting in the porta potty.
yeah.
That's the best part.
How did Newman die?
He gets sprayed in the face by the
Yeah,
dog.
dude.
Right. Yep.
That's right. Dude, isn't that where the Raptors came from? Like the Toronto Raptors were named after.
Were they really?
Yes. I think they came out soon
Another-
after that. Yes, like the Mighty Ducks.
Wow. Another pro team named after a Hollywood movie thing?
At least the Velociraptors, I think, walked the earth at some point. Like the Mighty Ducks are not. I mean, there's nothing mighty about any duck that has ever
No.
waddled the earth.
Agree.
We've really glamorized raptors, though. We think of them as these large, intelligent things. They were like the size of turkeys.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they were ferocious and everything, but, think ferocious turkeys.
Yeah.
Not that
Just
scary.
kind of kick them.
Yeah.
Get outta here,
away
you
from me,
raptor.
turkey. Raptor, whatever.
So anyway, back to Star Wars' haul here. They said that getting the original cast back together was key to pulling this off, and they were desperate to make sure they got Harrison Ford back as Solo. He's 73 years old now. He was paid.
God, he looked every minute of it too, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know who looked every minute of it was Leia.
Yeah.
She couldn't even move her face, man.
No,
How much work she's had.
I thought Leia personally was really not a good actor.
But she couldn't
Carrie
act
Fisher.
because she couldn't move her face.
Is that
her
what it
upper
was?
lip was immovable.
What is that? Is that just too much work?
Yeah, I think it
You think?
was. She could not
She
move
just couldn't go.
any
Just-
part. I mean, she could move her eyes, I suppose, but her
Yeah.
face was just plastic.
Jesus, that sucks.
Yeah, she had a massive upper lip.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Are-
Joe Miller. Joe Miller size.
Jesus Christ.
It was almost chimp-like.
freezing
She's starting to
here.
look like a chimp.
You know what's cold? It's got it's chilling here out here tonight.
Mm.
It's freezing. Phew. Are you gonna go see it again?
I think I am.
Yeah. I kind of want to too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that at first, but I kind of think I do now. I want to see Leia again. I don't think she was that strong. I don't.
Oh, she was awful. But again,
Yeah.
I think it was the movable face. I don't think it was all her fault.
Harrison Ford's take for this movie, $25 million. That's blockbuster salary, A-list. And obviously Star Wars is huge. But and then 0.5% share of the film's gross earnings
Woof.
on top of 25 million.
Wow.
So he gets a 0.5% of their gross earnings. This is expected to make $2 billion.
And then another 20 mil right off the top. Or right off the bottom.
Is that what a 0.5% of $2 billion is? Is that just 20 million?
10 million. Yeah, 10 million.
Yeah, you're right. 'cause it would be
10
half
million
of-
bucks.
One
That's it?
1% would be 20 million.
That doesn't sound right. That seems low.
0.5% of 2 billion would be 10 million.
Does that sound right, McCard?
20 millions. You need 120 millions to go into 2 billion.
It sounds right to me. I agree, but I suck at working the.
Can you do? You've got a calculator there.
I
Do it.
do, but operating the percent, but sign.
No,
always,
we'll talk you through it.
Go
Type in
times
2
0.5.
billion times 0.5.
Working the percent button. How about we work that X?
say 0.25,
0.5.
0.5. 10 mil.
1 billion.
Yeah.
That's not
It
right.
seems high.
That's not right.
Wait, are we doing that?
Wait, no,
No, we're doing-
0.005.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
0.05.
Jesus, that's what I said.
Half a
Meant.
percent. 0.001.
So 1% would be
Mm.
1. 0.5% would be 0.5. 0.5 is 0.5%.
Not
right?
when you no.
Or is 0.1?
It's 10 million.
Yeah, it's
I'm
10
with Jay.
mil.
You didn't do it on the.
Think it through, dude. You need
That's
you need 120 millions to get to 2 billion.
All right. Damn it, that still
So
seems
one
low.
of those 20 millions would be 1%. Half of that is 10.
And that's if we're all basing this that it makes 2 billion. By the way, I mean I know
Dude,
that's
it's well on its way.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm
But yeah, think of that. Like you're 73 years old. You talk about the twilight of your career. Be able to walk away with a $35 million take.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's believed that Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher were paid. What do you think they were paid?
God, Mark Hamill was barely in it.
Yeah, that's what I
I
was
know,
about to
but
say.
he's gonna.
I know he'll get a
he's gonna
lot,
be
but he's going to be the
more.
other.
Yeah, they're all key to bringing back. Probably Leia was the least key to bringing back. I don't know, a couple million.
What do you think, E?
Hamill, he got 35. I'm going to say it's less.
Actually, I don't know what they made. They said substantially less. So
Okay,
that-
I was going to say
they
20.
would have to pay them millions, though, right? I
Well, I
gotta
figured it'd
think they
be
would pay
more
them
the
millions.
next one, though. I guess. I guess if I don't know if that how the contract. I don't know. Well, the problem is we don't know how it worked because we know he's going to be in more, so we don't know if there was just one contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said the Daisy Ridley and John Boyega, who are the new stars, are believed
Ray
to have been
and Finn.
paid. Yeah, Ray and Finn, $500,000 each.
Wow.
That's
They're nobodies, man. They should
Yeah.
just be happy to be there.
Thrilled to be there. Anyway, why don't we take a quick timeout? Did you want to do anything? Do we need to do anything?
We're good, Mike.
We're good. All right, let's take a quick timeout. We'll come back, and we got a chick that went with her baby to see Santa Claus, and then a mishap at a barn. Well, sort of. We'll explain when we come back.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, it's me, one of the football gods. I decide if the ball bounces your team's way or not. And there's no better place to watch me work than Twin Peaks. That place is football heaven, and I should know. I'm a god. The beer selection at Twin Peaks is divine, pun intended. Tons of choices, including local craft selections served at an icy 29 degrees. Throw in HD action in every direction, and you've got pigskin paradise. So spend this season at Twin Peaks. I command it.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zot Ford and Holly. The holidays have arrived, and in addition to our favorite jolly fat man paying us all a visit, Zot Ford is offering our once-a-year holiday bonus cash. Believe it or not, December is the #1 month for buying or leasing a new car. Truly the best deals of the entire year. For example, right now, lease the all-new 2015 Ford Edge SE for $274 a month, sign and go. In other words, zero cash due at signing. Simply sign your name and ride. Hurry down to Zot Ford at I-75 and exit 98 to take advantage of our once-a-year holiday bonus cash and get your 2015 Edge for just $274 a month, sign and go. Check out our tantalizing deals and massive inventory at ZotFord.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Tuesday with Mike and Jay. Oh, to be a fly on the wall in this room. The never-ending Star Wars conversation. It's weird being in a room where everyone's seen the movie, so everyone can throw their questions in.
All wondering about stuff.
It's really hard to not be able to, it sucks going to a movie and not being able to really talk about it because you don't want to ruin it for people. And I hope we haven't. I hope we haven't said anything on accident that has fucked anything up.
But how long do we give this? Like, haven't all the really hardcores seen it?
You would think anybody that really cares. Now, it was highly possible that I wouldn't have seen it by now. I felt like I should, and I did, but it could have.
Maybe give it a week. Give it through Christmas.
I think, when we come back from Christmas, we should totally be able to talk about that movie. Like anybody that really wants to see it. Yeah, dude, we can't be expected to not. Anyway. It's a good movie though. And Christmas, we won't have to wait that long because Christmas is, what are we on the eve of Christmas?
Yeah.
And people are going to see Santa Claus. Do your kids say anything about the Claus? Do they find it weird since they didn't grow up with the Claus?
No.
Do they go to the mall and they go, what's with the fat guy in the suit?
No, we don't go to the mall.
Never?
No.
So they don't even, it's so not on their radar?
I can't remember a time I was at the mall with Manny or Russell or Sweet Pie.
I
really can't. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, we went to a theater that was at the mall the other day, but we didn't go in the mall.
Just see.
Santa just doesn't like do anything for us.
Yeah.
There's like,
no, I get that. I love that.
It doesn't intersect with our lives.
Yeah.
It's like part of, okay, we'll watch like Christmas stuff and there's Santa Claus or whatever. References, we don't.
Just goes right through them.
There's no emotional connection to the Claus.
So there's no pressure for you to like dress up as Santa. Do the grandparents say stuff like, "Oh, you getting excited for Santa this year?"
No.
I mean, did your brother's kids do this? Did they play the Santa game?
I don't know.
How do you not know?
I don't know. It's never been on my radar. I don't think of Santa. I don't tiptoe around Santa. I don't think of him. I don't think of Claus.
No, I understand, but you get together with your family. I would think that the kids would go, "What did Santa bring you?" And your kids would go, "Who the fuck is Santa?"
Okay. Yes. All right. There's a connection. So Gab's brother's family, they do the whole like, "Oh, Santa got us this," and so I do remember like sitting there with the boys and Gab going, "All right, now they think this whole Santa thing, so you guys don't say anything," and they were like, "Oh yeah, okay." But they were old enough to go, "Oh yeah, okay."
Yeah.
So that they were at least like 9 or 10.
See, Sweet Pie would be the wild card there.
Yeah.
At a young age, you wouldn't be able to get it in to her. Like,
but she's the youngest in the family now, so everybody else is grown, and it's just not on our radar, Mike. It doesn't matter to us.
All right. Well, for some people, it is still on their radar. I think my brother, by the way, he's in a war right now because my brother
wants to follow my
loved
direction.
that. He heard us talking about it, and he was like, it hit him like a light bulb.
Yeah.
And was just like, dude,
why are you giving this fat mythical dude credit?
Yeah.
You work your ass off, parents.
Yes.
Take the credit for the gifts that you're giving your kids.
And I think he's torn because his wife, the Santa thing.
Well,
I think,
come on, G.
And I think in fairness, I think she had a rougher upbringing. And so Santa was kind of an asshole to her growing up. And so now she wants to like make Santa real for Marshall, which I kind of understand. And G's kind of on the fence, like, fuck this guy. Jay's right.
Yeah.
And, he's not going to go to war with his wife over this fat man.
Well, she can make her son happy by giving him gifts. Give him the same gifts Santa would, but they're from her and G.
Yeah.
You don't have to involve the middleman.
I know, but there is something cool about that initial few years where you've got this mythical fat man around and going and sitting on Santa's lap and all that kind of shit.
By the way, I've been thinking about your business proposition yesterday that we let kids in. We have those tough conversations that parents don't want to have with their kids, including the Santa Claus discussion.
Yeah.
I'm with you, dude. I think we're perfect for it.
Yeah. Well, I want to expand the business a little bit.
I was going to say, there's other hard conversations you can have. The sex talk.
Absolutely.
I was thinking the birds and the bees,
no problem.
Easy. Groundings. I resent my parents to this day for certain groundings that I had to deal with.
But then we have to take on some sort of authority. That's a stretch. I think we'd be better off
No.
just disclosing information.
That's what I mean, though. Like,
so.
hey, it is what it is. You're grounded for the week.
Yeah, but you
I'm-
don't think they're still going to resent their parents? Their parents are the ones that impose that.
Well, they don't need to know that. We don't have to tell them necessarily. They could be a dumb kid anyways. I don't know. I'm working out the bugs.
Look, we got the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, and sex.
And
Those are
sex. Yep.
definites.
Yep.
What else we got?
We
What other
could-
areas
could-
do we pull wool over our children's eyes?
We could flip this if you're a young child listening right now. You're a high schooler who just got suspended from school and you are scared shitless to tell your folks. We can absolutely break that news to them and cushion that blow a little bit.
We do it in a very,
Well, at that point, you could just go for, why don't you have the business? Any conversation that you don't want to have, we could call husbands or wives and tell them, hey, it's not working out.
That's a good point.
John doesn't
have to
John's
be kids
already got-
involved at all.
Right.
Yeah.
John has an apartment
We'll
already.
handle
He won't be
your
coming
uncomfortable conversation. That's the business model.
And here's the good part from our, like, if a kid calls us who's 15 and he just got suspended from school because he got caught with weed, and so they've suspended him and he's
I know, McCard.
petrified to tell his parents. And we can, the way that we would be able to soften that blow, because obviously you're in shit, you're going to catch shit when you get home, but we can call them and go, hey, look, this happened. It's unfortunate. My man got caught with weed and he's been suspended. And then we can go, before you destroy him for this, I want you to know that, and then we can tell some personal stories about shit that we did when we were young.
that are harsher than the story.
Way harsher. We can make it way harsher.
Yeah.
About shit that we did, and then
Soften the blow.
and then make mom start going, he shouldn't have been smoking weed again in school.
Even
but
the best of kids mess up every now and then.
yeah, at least he wasn't you guys.
Yeah.
We
use the utmost of discretion.
Yeah.
You know what's
We're professionals.
And
We
we've got a
could
free
really-
trial right now going.
Uh-huh.
So if anyone wants to take us up on any of this stuff, obviously we'll record it.
the
But
clause. We will let in on the clause for you.
yeah, during the holiday season, it seems obvious that we would start with the clause. But
when you said that, I don't think I've told it in a while, but that did remind me of an exact joke at one time I used to tell about this idea that I was really bad at sex and that girls would like their boyfriend, like all this shit, but maybe they didn't think they were good enough at sex. And so they would hire me to have sex with their girlfriend. And because
Yeah, I
I was
remember
really
that.
bad, it would make them look better. So
Yeah.
like how you're watching the stories, like, oh,
Yeah.
comparatively too.
And on that line, think about this. Was there anything more terrifying as a 16-year-old boy trying to cut loose your first piece of tail?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that phone call we
Let
could
him
make
off
on
lightly.
behalf of the guy. Call the girl up and say it's not working out and all that shit. Let them down easy. Send them on their way. Cut you out. You don't want
Again,
to do
the utmost of discretion.
absolutely nothing but respect for both parties involved. We'll get you to the other side. No questions asked.
Although I gotta be honest, unfortunately, with the day and age of texting and stuff, you
Yeah, but you
have
look
to-
like an asshole if you're breaking up texting someone.
Okay.
Or we could text it to him.
Well, whatever you choose.
Whatever you'd like us to do.
I would highly suggest you take us up on our phone services.
Yeah, we're professionals.
We'll put it on our dime too.
Again, the utmost of discretion.
That's right. We can get you out of a lot of trouble. What else? Yeah, what else? You calling in sick to work?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Need a day off?
Yeah.
You're nervous about you don't want to do the
Yeah.
fake thing on the phone.
This is Bob's brother. I'm calling in on behalf of Bob.
Yeah.
He's unable to blah, 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 blah.
Really not feeling well.
Yep.
So anyone wants to give us a try, this is a new service we're working out here at the Detroit Cast. We'd
That's
be glad
actually
to help you with it.
Possibly one of the best ones because I think when you're
Oh, that is the worst, isn't it? The call in for sick.
So if you have
You don't want to sound too cheerful, but you don't
Right.
want to sound like you're
McCard
faking.
did it to us like 2 weeks ago.
Did he really?
Yes.
That son of a bitch.
And I got to tell you, McCard, your acting skills leave a little to be desired.
Oh yeah, he was sick.
I don't
He had the flu.
I don't even try.
He said he had the flu, but he sounded like $1 million. He sounded as like a ball of sunshine, like he always does. And I was like, flu. Okay.
You want me
whatever.
to put on a voice mic? You want to be like, oh, I'm really sick. I'm not gonna be able to make it. That's
No, but
stupid.
if you're truly sick, you're
Yeah.
gonna sound more downtrodden.
really,
Yeah.
if I'm
think that's
vomiting and
natural.
have diarrhea, how does that affect my voice?
I'm just saying, you didn't sound like you were put out. You sounded like you were
Headed to a
Absol-
party or something.
Yeah, you did. Maybe golfing.
I got to be honest. And just because unfortunately she's become a member of discussion on the show, but Nana's death got me crazily. It came into some crazy situations where I was maybe going to a concert or wrestling.
Nana's death.
Well,
I have not seen your Nana this happy in years.
a few more than a few times. Seemed like
you've used Nana's death. My Nana
she
dies.
seemed to have fallen quite ill at a very prime opportune time.
She's got
for
9
me.
lives, huh?
Because no
Of course you're that guy. I could never do that, by the way. I was never able to. I don't think I've ever told someone my grandma died when she did.
I never said died. I just always said very sick.
Okay.
Crazy.
Or you have to watch your Nana or something. You've told us that.
You know what? This was when I was telling these
Why are
lies,
you wearing a sweatband on your wrist?
I haven't done this in a while. I used to wear this back in like the kind of newfound glory days and stuff. I don't know.
Normcore from head to toe.
Terry
now
cloth sweatband.
Now
good.
It would be honestly very viable. But back when I used to do it, she wasn't even living with us. I would just call and say she was crazy.
Yeah, it's taking a turn for the worse.
Hey, why spend time sitting in traffic going to the game when you could spend the afternoon watching the game in the Ultimate Sports Lodge, Twin Peaks? At Twin Peaks, you won't find the standard menu of frozen foods that go out of a bag and into a fryer. You'll find the best kitchen in sports that's making everything from scratch right down to their ranch. Catch every big game at your local Twin Peaks. Good food, cold beer, big screens, and don't forget their gift card promotion, which you can find on their website as you click through on DetroitCast.com.
We got an Ontario woman who is catching some praise and shit online. Usually how that goes.
Mixed bag.
Yeah. After she shared an image of herself titty feeding her baby.
Titty feeding. Okay.
Yeah. So she's titty feeding her brat while sitting on Santa's lap.
Hot.
Yeah.
Like a real Santa, like a mall Santa.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's a real mall Santa. His beard. I think that's real or fake.
Piss stains or no piss stains?
Piss stains, obviously.
That's fake.
You think so?
Let me see.
It's a well done fake job if it is.
That's fake.
All right. Rebecca Dunbar is her name. She said that one of her year-old twins began fussing while they were waiting in line to get their picture taken.
So she thought, what a great opportunity to bring awareness to titty feeding.
Yeah.
As if no one knows about it.
Yeah.
She's by
the first one to ever do it.
She's by Niagara Falls, so she's on the Canadian side of the falls, Niagara Square shopping mall. So she began titty feeding him to quiet him down. When it was their turn to meet Santa, the child still wasn't done stuffing its face. So Rebecca simply sat on old St. Nick's lap with her titty out and this kid just titty feeding. Honestly, he would have just screamed the entire time. So I started nursing him, and we were next in line. She received permission to proceed from both the photographer and Mr. Claus himself.
Well, I bet Mr. Claus is okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know if Mr. Claus got hard during any of that. I mean, he's got a titty out right
and
there.
She's sitting on his lap.
And she's sitting on his lap. Yeah, it would. I mean,
any man made a stone. I mean,
Yeah.
Do you get hard when you're watching a woman breastfeed?
well, if she was sitting on my lap, maybe.
If there's a titty right there,
Yeah,
You're
if there's
watching
a
lap,
an infant go.
Jake,
Just flick his head out of the way.
well, Mike might have an issue with that. Mike can't get hard. But.
We asked the photographer if he was comfortable with it. And he was like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah, he is." He's got his dick out. He's jacking it as she's whipping her titty out. Hell yeah. No, you're asking me if it's cool if you whip your titty out really quick? Yeah, by all means.
I
Go
would
ahead.
have said had to take a little break after that.
Take 5 for lunch. Santa said, I've never been asked that in 40 years, so why not? So he took the picture. I posted it just as another picture of how great titty feeding is.
But has this Santa been doing it for 40
That's
years?
what I was about to say, man. How old is this Santa, man?
He looks ancient.
But has he been playing Santa for 40 years? Or?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, he's never been asked that in 40 years.
Wow. When did he start? When he was 20?
I know. He doesn't look more than 75, does he?
Well, he could have started at 40. Now he's 80. I don't know how old he is. The majority of her friends thought the photo was
40?
cool.
Jay, imagine Jay doing the Santa at the mall right now.
Wow.
People throw on fat suits and a dumb white beard all the time and do that.
I just
You can
always
easily
assumed they
do
were
that.
elderly men.
She's gotten tons of negative comments though from posting this picture too. One woman said, "What a crock! Mothers know full well that babies get hungry and require feeding probably every couple hours. She could have either found a quiet spot or she could have pumped titty milk first and put it in a bottle in case her baby got hungry. Instead, she decided to act like an exhibitionist."
This is such a crazy issue, like people getting so bent out of shape about one side of this or
Right.
the other.
Like I can see, to me personally, if I was walking by, I'd probably be like, hell yeah. But I could see somebody kind of being like, I don't want, but to care that much.
Yeah, what I hate about is the people who are so pro titty feeding in public.
I
They're
love that.
so pro titty feeding in public.
Oh, it
And
doesn't
they want to
matter.
shout from the mountaintops and they want to show every picture they possibly can.
But you
But they're
can't stare
doing
at
that-
all, right? That's
Right.
that's the other thing, right? They want to do it everywhere.
Oh,
but
I do. By the way, I do.
But just as strongly opposing that are people who are like, that's disgusting. Like, really? Like, what's the big? I don't know. Like, I'm just flat out in the middle. Like, okay, it seems a little weird that you're titty feeding right there, but
Yeah.
I'm not like gonna kick you in the head or anything.
Yeah, no, and I don't have any problem with it. Honestly, I've said all along, anytime a titty can be exposed in public,
I reckon.
I'm like cool with it on every level. Like I think the Free the Nipple campaign is one of the finest campaigns we've seen in society. I love that women feel empowered by showing off a titty in public is hilarious to me. The irony is just
right,
fantastic.
that will open up the doors.
Yeah.
That'll get rid of the glass
They're like,
ceiling.
I'll show him. Here's my titties. It's like, wow, that's awesome. Thank you for that.
All they're gonna
No,
show is
no.
a bunch of dudes in the next room going,
I am a
hell yeah.
woman, hear me roar. You know,
All right,
just
that's
keep-
a totally different issue
Okay.
though. This is she's feeding a baby.
But you could go around the corner and feed your baby. It still seems
But that's-
exhibition-y.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's sort of like, why are you so strongly in favor of this? It's like really, really, really in favor of this. And I guess it's because the other side's so strongly against it. It's this weird push and pull to this thing.
Yeah.
I just don't get the passion behind it.
Mhm.
But dude, she's in line, so she claims like, "Well, we were next in line." Couldn't you let let a few people go? Like, what did she do? Walk up to the Santa
Yeah, she
with
did.
her kid on the nipple?
Yeah.
If you've waited in a Santa line though for a long time, maybe, and she doesn't
Well,
have a
then don't
bottle, she's feeding by the titty. I don't know.
Then
I
don't
could
take
see-
a picture. Then you don't get a
No, and I get why a mom would want their 1-year-old to have a picture with Santa. I get that whole thing, but I think that most people in line, if you got up there and went, I'm having an issue here, can you give me 5? Let a couple people go.
That's
and then
what
I'll
I
be
kind of
back.
meant.
Like, who's going to say, no, fuck you, end of the line?
Right.
No elf is going to tell you that in the Christmas line, right?
That's what I was saying. You'll let the kid feed a little bit. A few people go, not to the back of the line. No one would say no.
Yes,
one would.
obviously she's out to show this on social media.
Yeah.
Right.
But that goes back to what I said. Like, I don't understand why this is such a big issue on both sides.
Yeah.
I'm like squarely in the middle. I don't really care.
Right.
I don't see why you object so hard to it, but I don't see why it's like this big thing that you have to parade around.
Can you find a number for her, McCard?
I tried to find one. I couldn't readily find one.
Okay.
So
in Ontario. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'd love to talk to her. Maybe we can find her on Facebook and message her. I think she made her page private though. She was getting so much negative kickback from people, which I don't really get either. But you know, there's a whole generation of people that feel like that's to be done in private. And so she's met with that, but whatever.
Hey, Christmas is here, and so is Ford's holiday bonus cash. No one cares if you've been naughty or nice, because if you're a TDC listener, you can lease the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 Super Cab XLT 4x4 for just $269 per month, with only $269 due at signing. Get a $44,000 F-150 for just $269 per month for 24 months. Check out their jolly deals and massive inventory at zotford.com.
You've always wanted to feel like or know what it feels like to be shot.
Yes, I have.
Well documented. Have you ever wanted to know what it feels like to be blowed up?
No.
No.
Blown up.
Yeah. Like step on an IED or
No, sir.
Because
grenade, possibly.
Yeah, anything that would blow you up. We might be able to call a guy. We'll try him tomorrow.
It's been blown up.
Well, he didn't get blown up, but he almost did. Sort of did, but he got to feel it. And I'm talking about a guy, this maintenance worker at a horse dressage and venting barn. He's been arrested.
We're talking equines here?
We're talking equines, yes. He allegedly made a bomb and placed it under the bed of his boss and his boss's wife.
His bed.
Yeah. Put a bomb underneath the bed and boom, while he was sleeping. Bobby and Tracy Hewlett were sent flying across the room at their equestrian center in Benton, Kentucky, when the device exploded at 4 a.m. on Saturday. Imagine that. You're just laying in bed, catching some
sleeping
Z's.
soundly, and all of a sudden you're flung into your bedroom wall.
Yeah, and there's a ceiling.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't mind. Yeah, he didn't come
No
out with any
injuries.
major injuries.
Nah, no, all limbs
Yeah.
intact.
Yeah, surprise me, guys. Just don't hurt me.
Yeah. I mean, I
could
think
go for that.
guaranteeing your safety would be the hard part.
Yeah.
But if we could work that
or
out,
not having like a heart attack on some level, well, you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't, I guess. But
so this guy, what did I say his name was? Holly.
Yeah, you have permission to surprise me, fellas. Just don't harm me.
Not the listeners, just us.
Yeah, just you guys.
This guy had worked and lived at the farm for about 4 years. He's working and living there.
Son of a bitch.
About 6 months ago, he wanted Dr. Hewlett, who's a vet, to help him with his horse, but he was unable. So I don't know what kind of vet this cat is, but why would he deny this guy help for his mighty steed?
Sounds like there's some gaps in his abilities.
That's the only problem the Hewletts can recall with their employee. It was an absolute miracle that the owners were able to walk away, said Lieutenant Bill Davis. The blast threw Bobby and Tracy several feet into the air and shook the house, knocked pictures off the walls and other items from the shelves. They were thrown from the bed with covers, blankets, and all. They had a soft landing because they had 3 dogs and a cat in bed with them. And
3 dogs
and a cat.
Gross.
And they all these poops. Whoa! What are we doing up here?
Just picture that thing just goes flying up in the air. 3 poops go flying. A cat goes flying.
I
2
wish we had video
humans.
of this.
You and your gross wife.
I assume she's gross.
I don't know. They were all in the bed together, and they were all unhurt. Even the proops were all completely unhurt. They had just returned from a week's vacation abroad. They were sleeping. It was a rude awakening. He said the explosion left a basketball-sized hole in the hardwood floor and a hole in the bottom of the mattress. A search of this guy's home turned up like bomb-making materials, and he was searching like how to blow up your boss.
God.
Yeah, indications that he had researched how to make explosives, and he knew where they were and when they would be there. It's a little late to call them now, but I think we have a number.
Yeah, let's try
I don't know if
him
this
for
dude
sure.
will want to talk.
I'd love to find out how that went.
Dude, I'd love to. Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy? And then really only pulled this story for you, Jay. A teenager accidentally shot his mom in the neck.
Damn, man! You shot me in the neck!
While playing with a gun that he thought was a toy.
Oh.
So he's got to be, what, 3 years old to think that a gun
Yeah, he
is
doesn't
a toy?
understand toy or real.
Police say the 13-year-old, he just happened to find the weapon in his neighborhood in southwest of Atlanta in College Park, which I think is a rather rough part of town there.
You just assume it's a toy and not a real.
Right.
Weighs like a real one, but
he just finds a gun. Who hasn't
points
been
it
there?
at his mom.
Yeah, and so he brought it
Pulls
home.
the trigger.
The gun is not believed to have had a magazine in it, but went off while the boy was playing with it, hitting his mom in the neck.
Don't you mean a clip, Mike?
They say magazine.
Right.
Did I mean clip?
You say clip all the time.
Well, you know, I'm used to my guns with clips.
Or magazines.
Right. Well, whatever. Tomato. The mother is in stable condition after having emergency surgery. The boy's older brother, Malik, said it was a terrible accident. He was playing with it, and it was right close to her, and she just got hit by accident. Fulton County Police say they're still investigating. No charges have been filed. Channel 2 locally there reported the incident happened at the same home where the victim's brother was ambushed, shot, and killed in the driveway a year ago. Something sounds fishy about this story.
A violent group over there.
Yeah. I don't know if the no snitching policy stands in this household, but something doesn't sound right about a 13-year-old not understanding the difference between a toy gun and a real gun, and then shoots his mom in the face.
If you want her dead, though, what are you shooting her in the neck? Just shoot her in the head.
I'm not saying that he was trying to shoot his mom, but it doesn't. But I find it hard to believe that you would just find a gun that you think is a toy in the park at that age and bring it home and be playing with it somehow and shoot mom in the neck.
People are dumb, man.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to sell your home with a competitive edge? Give potential buyers a huge incentive and sell your home with a new car in the garage. Right now, when you list your home with Chris Jajelski, Hearn Zott Ford will arrange for the buyer of your home to have a brand new Ford sitting in their new garage on closing day. Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900 for more details.
Remember, I don't know when it was, weeks, months ago, we were talking about the guy that tried to rob the bank or the party store, but he was like 7'2".
Yeah.
And I think we declared, like, dude, got to find another line of work. You can't, like, as much as appealing as career criminal sounds to some people, I think you got to look at the realistic nature of it. At 7'2",
you're going to be fingered in a second.
Yeah, and you're probably going to be fingered every time you do something.
Yeah, and that's not fun.
No.
Just ask E.
Yeah, it's terrible. I found another guy that's trying to go down the career criminal path, and I think it's a bad move for him.
What do we got?
Paul Terry's his name. He was arrested. He and Sonia Morrow, they broke into her ex-boyfriend's house.
So this is all just alleged at this point.
Right. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, and robbed him at knife point.
Okay. Lovely young lady.
Yeah. The man was it was easy to identify him. Because he's got "fuck cops" tattooed on his forehead.
Now, what's more? Look how they blurred
The
out
lips.
the U.
I know,
right? The lips are the most.
Dude,
disturbing.
it's the devil horns.
No,
Yes.
to me, it's the lips.
Not
man.
the SS tattoo on his cheek there.
Dude,
Well-
boy, this is a tough one, but I got to go with devil horns. That's when I see that guy, I think, hey, it's the guy with the devil horns.
Oh no! Well, okay, wait a minute. If you're talking about spottable, yes, I think that's more distinctive.
Like
I
if
just
you're
think-
about to describe that guy, how do you describe him? Guy with the devil horns.
yeah, no, you're right. But to me, the most disturbing of the tattoos is the lips.
I would say weird ears too.
Oh my God, I didn't even look. Wow,
He's got a lot of bad going.
they're elf-like.
I think what's going on here, Jay, is there's some extreme.
Changing of the subject.
Yeah,
That is a high forehead, gentlemen.
yeah.
Whew.
There's a lot going on.
You're
on up
changing
top.
the subject with devil horns. That is
26
commitment.
years old though.
I know.
Commitment, man.
That he's 26.
Yeah.
He's 26, and
Looks
look
like
at the
he is.
top of that head. I mean, I
Yeah.
understand he's trying to go with a shave look. I get it. But there's some. But when you throw in the taxi cab ears,
Yeah, he's going, don't look at my ears or my bald head. Look
Yeah.
at my devil horns. And if you're not looking there, look at my fuck cops tattoo right above my eyebrows. You
know
don't
what,
want to
Jack-
look at that? Look at my SS tattoo or the lips on my cheek.
yeah. And then he's thrown in some pencil thin mustache for good measure.
He must do pretty well in job interviews, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, you talk about putting yourself behind the 8 ball. Holy shit, man.
yeah.
I think career criminal is all you can do with
Dude.
a mask.
Not to put you on the spot, Jay, but what do you do if one day Russell comes home and he's got devil horns tattooed on his forehead? Have you thought that far ahead? Like,
No, I'm going to cross that bridge when I get to it.
oh, okay. Would it matter? Would you rather have "fuck cops" tattooed above, fuck over the right eye, cops over the left eye, or would you rather have devil horns tattooed on your kid's forehead?
Devil horns, right? I mean, it's not good, but fuck cops would be way worse.
I don't know.
I don't
man.
know. Both
I
bad.
never thought I'd say this, but I think I would rather my kid had the SS tattooed on the cheek.
God, it's all so bad. That's the worst collection of tats ever.
Especially if your career aspirations are criminal. Like that's
No, it's all you can do. You just have to wear a mask.
There's nothing.
What else can you
he
go?
can do.
Right. You're going to be like change oil or something? Maybe be the guy like down in the little bay that doesn't even get to
You could
like,
work in a call center.
call. You're right. I had the Nazi poem guy working next to me.
Right.
yeah. I suppose if you put one of those short
Picture him.
sleeve white button up shirts with
Picture
a
him.
clip on.
Good morning,
headset.
Mrs. Johnson. How are you? It's Paul. I'm calling from the Michigan Association of Police.
Yeah. He's
Mrs. Johnson, I want to tell you about their Children Beware program that's running right now.
Oh, tell me more. This sounds interesting.
We like to go to elementary schools, Mrs. Johnson, and talk to the children about being aware of malfeasance out there. Picture this guy sitting there saying that. That's
Yes.
the type of shit that's calling your asses.
Yeah, he
You think
can't.
the fucks cops guy could be doing those calls?
Yes. I sat next to a guy with a Nazi poem tattooed on his forehead and did those calls. And he was just that way. Mrs. Miller, it's a pleasure to speak with you tonight.
Yeah, he can't.
He was
do
as
any
charming as anyone.
That's awesome.
He can't.
See,
do
you can't
any
judge
job.
a book.
No, you can't.
He cannot do any job where he's interacting with the customers.
You can't judge a book by its voice, I guess is the message there.
Yeah, what does that mean? Like everybody could sound fine. Dude, you could talk to fucking I'm trying to think of the psycho killer now. I can't think of him.
Ted
but-
Bundy.
Yeah, you could talk to him on the phone if you didn't know. It'd just be
Gacy.
a dude talking, right?
Yeah, Gacy would be tough. Gacy sounded weird.
Yeah, he did.
Gacy sounded like a freak.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
we just, we'd get off during Monday Night Football. Sure. It was all about getting off. Wasn't that his whole story?
Yeah. How did Gacy talk? How did Gacy sound? The guys, he kind of had that Buffalo or that Chicago guy accent.
Okay.
Pull up John Wayne Gacy Monday Night Football. See if you can find audio on YouTube. Gacy Monday Night Football.
And who was that dipshit who interviewed him?
Jason.
And he was he was like,
yeah.
And then what?
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. We had all those drops from Jason. He ended up committing suicide.
Eesh.
Yeah. He was a lawyer, too.
Hmm.
I think he went to law school.
John Wayne Gacy.
Of all the statements John Gacy makes during
his
interview, most chilling are those where he describes his contempt for his victims
and
and their families.
No. John Wayne Gacy, type in Monday Night Football.
Yeah, his
See
whole
if it
thing
pops
was
up.
his wife and him would have a couple over, right? And the guy would go downstairs in the basement with him and they'd suck each other off while the wives were upstairs just like kibitzing, or maybe
Yeah.
scissoring. Who knows what they were
God,
doing.
I can't remember exactly how that went.
What?
Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
telling him how he
Don't
used
you
to
remember
just,
those
it was all
tapes that
about
we
just
used to
getting
play?
off.
Maybe
guys
I remember the tapes, but maybe I
And he
don't.
didn't kill that guy. This was just all pre-murder stuff.
I went to.
You know the subject with guys.
see
You know
that
the subject
I
with guys. Like
see,
those drops we used to
right.
play. Yeah.
So see, I know him. I probably just never realized who they were talking about or whatever.
John Wayne Gacy, Jason, he did a book and he had audio tapes with it. And we talked him into giving us those audio tapes, which is where a lot of those drops came
Really?
from. Yeah. And he stopped talking to us. That Jason guy wouldn't take our calls because we ragged on him so hard for that. It sounded like,
I wonder why.
oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I wonder why he stopped taking those calls.
He got wise to you, did he?
Yeah. Yeah. He
I'm
was
on
done
to
with
you.
us.
After 10 times, I realize it.
Oh, Gacy was a gross bastard, though. He was the one who'd paint the clowns, too, right?
Jason Moss, the last victim. Yeah.
He's dead now.
I know. He committed suicide.
Was it your fault?
It could have been.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
is there
who's to
audio
say?
from
That's
that?
really sad.
Yeah, no shit.
He would've
We
done
used
it
to talk to
anyway.
him. Where's is there any audio associated with that at all? I don't know where I have that. I've got it on CD and shit upstairs somewhere. I mean, we could pull it another time, but yeah, when you go down this road though, at what point do you think you have to know that you're dropping out of society at that point. When you get fuck cops and devil horns tattooed on your
Yeah.
head, it's over, right?
Oof. And then for this chick to link up with a dude like that,
Yeah.
boy, how does evolution allow that to happen, right? How doesn't nature just put up all sorts of blocks in her mind?
Yeah.
Where it's like, no,
Right.
don't go with that guy. He's a failure. He's not one you want to procreate.
Yeah.
They could better him, Jay. She could fix him. She could be the one.
I'm imagining that she's probably not killing it with self-esteem. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm just
you don't
guessing.
even
I
have to
don't
look at
know
an
her.
image to think that based on who she is.
But how dumb. Like, they go to her ex-boyfriend's house with nothing on their faces, and as soon as he opens the door, they barge in and they're like, give me your money. And he's like, and they've got a knife on him, and he's like, here's my wallet. And the guy's like, all right, see ya. So fuck cops tattoo guy takes off running, and she's still standing there
Yeah.
with a knife going, give me more money. And he's like, fuck you, I'll call the cops. She's like, ah. And then she takes off running.
Yeah, could you imagine too
And they're
describing that? The guy's like,
yeah, the
so-
cops are like, can you describe what he looked like? And he's like,
Devil horns,
trying
fuck
to
cops.
remember.
I don't know if this will help, but
Is there
he
anything
had-
distinguishable about this
Anything.
gentleman? anything at all that you could tell us? Well, he was sort of balding, had a slight Kitterman, white guy, about
And
26.
even if the artist rendition was terrible, like if the guy got nothing right,
Yeah, all you have is a round head, a Charlie Brown head.
and just like a squirrely piece of hair,
Yeah, you've got the ears all wrong.
and he's got glasses
Yeah,
on.
you
you
Yeah.
throw glasses on. You're right.
Make him a black guy, whatever. It could be anything. But then
But then it's like, oh, I almost forgot.
he has devil horns tattooed to his forehead, fuck cops above his eyes. Oh, yeah, and he had a mouth and a nose.
Yeah, you don't even need to get his age, his height, his weight. You would need nothing else about that individual.
Like if that was the picture that the artist drew of him,
It's Charlie Brown with glasses.
Let me see.
and then you just put a pair of lips tattoo on him,
Yeah,
like even that, it's like, I think we can find our man.
I think we can.
Yes, I mean,
Right? You could
Right.
go, I think I got a beat on this guy.
Yes, you could have it as you have it written here. This could be posted up at 7-Elevens and look at wanted
milk cartons.
this man.
You could milk carton that right there.
Right, wanted this man. And it'd be fine. He'd be caught.
Oh God,
this man.
You see, Game of Thrones has listened to the audience, and they're going to tone down some of the shit. They're changing some stuff because that rape scene that was so violent.
Yeah, we did that story over a year ago, right? And
Yeah.
we watched the scene. It's really not that violent.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I mean, it's a rape scene.
But especially when you consider, like, all right, this is on HBO, right? Or Showtime, one of the two?
HBO.
And
Show's great, man.
And they can, have a little discretion there. And you'd think they'd really push the bounds, but I didn't feel like it was that bad a scene.
No, when you said like there was true outrage from people everywhere that were bitching about the scene, you figured like, oh wow,
Really
can't wait
graphic.
to see this. This is gonna be brutal. They're gonna show some really nasty shit. And it was like, oh, okay. I mean, as far as rape scenes go on a fictional television show, seemed kind of timid, but anyway, they
in medieval times with a hilt of a sword.
Yeah. And in a show that's from start to finish as brutal as anything on TV. It's brutal. I mean,
Yeah, don't they behead people all the time? And
constant
it's no problem.
beheadings, castrations, tortures, other rapes. I mean, it's a brutal fucking show. It is. It's great, but it's a TV show. Speaking to an event at Fox Studios, the director, Jeremy Podeswa, who directed that episode, said a couple of things had changed in light of response from viewers. He said the show's creators had been influenced by the complaints, said the creators were responsive to the discussion, and there were a couple things that changed as a result. They did not want to be too overly influenced by that criticism, but they did absorb and take it in and did influence them in a way. He added that it was handled as sensitively as could possibly be by the team, and because they knew it was going to be challenging for the audience. I don't feel it was all that challenging, but George R.R. Martin, who the story's based on his novels, he even, because that was the big bitch, was these weren't in the novels. There's a couple rapes that have gone on in this series that those weren't in the novels, and so that's what people were kind of pinning back
It's
on,
just
like
gratuitous.
yeah. And so he said that producers were right to show the leading female characters being violated on screen. Martin said the characters in his novels using rape to get their way is legit because it reflects European history, which inspired his own fantasy novels. And the actress that played it, if you remember at the time, was like, oh my God, I loved it. The chick that got raped on screen was like, I thought it was a beautiful scene.
And the rape does take place in the books. You know what I mean? So they condense Sansa's character, just to get totally nerdy here. They condense Sansa's character in the TV show.
Yeah.
In the book, it's two separate people. So Sansa goes off, along her own way, and then somebody else goes to Ramsay and gets raped. So it totally happens in the book.
Really, everyone has been saying all along that it's not in the
It
not in the
happens
novels.
to a fake, it's a fake Sansa Stark, but it's a Sansa Stark that they all think is still Sansa.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Absolutely. It's actually.
You want to see the scene just to refresh our memories?
Yeah.
Footage contains footage some viewers may find upsetting.
You've known Sansa since she was a girl.
So this is like their
Now watch her
wedding
become a
night.
woman.
Yeah.
They call it the bedding.
The bedding.
Son of a bitch on the left is brutal.
So he opened
He's a
up her
monster.
little cloak thing from the back, bent her over a table.
She's weeping.
We hear some unbuckling of sorts. And some dudes watching. Who's the dude watching?
He's the one who's castrated, right? Yeah.
I think he still has his balls.
So they're not showing anything at this point.
Dude, that I'd forgotten because it'd been a year ago and I don't watch the show. That was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't show her like taking it, and
No, it seemed kind of tame for. I mean, seriously, as far as like if you're something that you're gonna bitch about, I mean, it's a storyline in a fake TV show on HBO about brutal, violent shit. The whole show is so like to pick that out of a
Right.
fake show to like have all this outrage. You would think they'd be beating the dog shit out of her, chucking her against the wall.
Not a pleasant scene. It's not, but it's not.
No,
thought it was pleasant.
Well, not pleasant, but I mean, I thought it was good. Part of the story arc.
The story arc.
Oh, fascinating.
The story arc.
Absolutely.
Is that how we're talking now? Story arc.
It was fascinating.
With a corncob pipe in, you can't talk story arc. You can't talk. Go on now, get.
I
Drop my land.
I thought it was necessary for the plot development.
Okay.
I want more rapes in my Game of Thrones.
Well, it doesn't look like you're going to get it.
I want 1.5 rapes per episode.
What would a half rape
If I was
be?
directing
It's an average.
It would have to be an
No, it'd be the start of the rape to end the current episode, and then we'll pick it up next week. So
With
we get
another rape.
a good 1.5 rapes per episode.
Huh.
That's the storyline that I would follow.
The RPEs?
exclusively.
Story arc.
The RPEs you want at 1.5?
Yes. Rapes per episode. 1.5. You heard it here first. It's where the business is going, folks. How are we doing for email today?
We do have some email, Mike.
Anything about rapes?
You'll take those first.
I want to hear those first and foremost.
First we got to mention our buddy Merck, who is a financial advisor extraordinaire.
He'll probably be thrilled to be coming out of that story into
Coming out of a
read.
rape story into a Merck read. Yeah, Merck, financial advisor extraordinary. Hey, trust matters, especially when it's your money. Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial works hard to build a relationship of trust by providing thoughtful, unbiased guidance and placing your interests first. Invest with a knowledgeable financial advisor who's on your side. Call today and tell him you're friends with the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. That's the thing I mentioned the other day.
Yes.
You go to him. It's not going to cost you anything. He'll look at what you got, and he'll just give you his advice. You can take it or leave it. 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
And I think the problem is most people have no idea how fucked up their money is and how it's not working for them the way it should be.
Yeah, they just have it plugged into something, and it's like, no, he'll actually look at it and go, okay, how old are you? What's your plan?
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
Here's
What's
what
going-
you should be doing. Here's what this money could be doing for you.
Exactly.
And right now it's just kind of sitting in a thing with everybody else's.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Well put, E. Mark writes in, Mr. Cast, listening to Friday's show. I heard you endorse that money and soul-sucking beast named Disney. Before you defend it behind the idea that it was for your dear sweet pie, let me say I've been there several times and seen the carnage. Luckily for me, it was for work conferences and my own money did not come into play. I can't believe people gratefully hand over their hard-earned fortune for the privilege of staying at this place. Service is average at best. Lodging is expensive. Food is subpar. Your passes are pricey, so you feel obliged to stay on site to make it worth your while.
I heard service there is incredible.
Disney's awesome. Mark, you're crazy.
I've been there since
McCard
I was
hates
a wee
Disney.
little
No, I
one.
love Disney. I can't imagine who would say those things.
Yeah, it's the happiest place on earth. I love it. And you totally can stay off site and like get a cheap house with a pool and all that shit. It's like
Really?
a mile and a half away. So you do that, you get a car and you just go to whatever parks you want to go to.
I just think that people expect too much from the Magic Kingdom. So, right, I think that's what really ruins it for people that are older than, who the Magic Kingdom was intended for, which is small children.
Yes, I think you're right on that. We talked about that the other day, the fact that people are looking for roller coasters and all that. That's not where you're going to find it.
Universal's down the street. Go there.
Exactly. Well, I did see kids merrily trotting around, says Mark. They were followed by a distraught dad seeing money evaporate. Well, that's true. And an obsessed mother snapping every possible picture for her Facebook feed. Probably true as well. Kids just want your time, whether it be Cedar Point or Franklin Cider Mill. F Disney. I resisted the pull, much to my wife's protest. My sweet pie is now 8 and is understanding money. We talked about Disney.
She's understanding
Oh,
money.
is she?
We talked about Disney as all her friends have gone. I listed out the costs, and then we talked about what else we could do for the
How
same
fun.
money. She agreed that she'd rather do 3 or 4 small trips than the big Orlando week. P.S. Tell Eric to talk to the mic. It's like he's regressed. I agree with that final statement. That's all I agree with, though, Mark. You are off base, sir.
What a fun conversation with your 8-year-old daughter as you lay out finances. I mean, if you flat out just said, hey, we can go to Disneyland once or we could go to 4, that's one thing.
Yeah,
But
I'm picturing the Rick Moranis character in Parenthood having the discussion with the little girl. Remember the little girl who's like highly educated? She's learning all sorts of languages and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Picturing that little thing sitting there going, oh, yeah. Joe writes in, my wife inadvertently almost ruined Star Wars for me during the preview. She looked over at me and says, what would happen to Joey, our son, if terrorists attacked this theater?
Wow.
Jeez.
That's a fair question.
I was completely flummoxed. So now, me being me, I'm profiling every person that walks into the theater. Oh, did I mention that we were seeing the show at the Dearborn Star Theater, which is located inside a friggin' mall? Needless to say, I was giving every towel head that walked into our theater the De Niro Stiller eyes on you look.
Yeah.
And of course, we were seated next to fucking Darth Vader, Obi-Wan, and a generic stormtrooper, flipping useless. Suffice it to say, I would have been the only one doling out leg sweeps. So I will say, good day, sir. I said good day, Joe.
You know what's funny?
Towel heads. Come on, man.
Dude, Shub saw Star Wars over the weekend as well. And he said at the theater he was at, some dude walked in, like he was waiting in line, to go into the next one. And some dude walked out and yelled like the major,
like a major plot twist.
Yeah. And
What a
people just
dickhead.
got pissed in line and some dude chased after him.
That happened to me at Return of the Jedi when I was a kid.
Really?
The prior show busted
Don't
out.
spoil it for people that haven't seen Return of the Jedi yet.
1983. Like ran out saying, "Oh, Luke and Leia are siblings, and Vader dies," and all this shit.
I've told you about the one Trudy did to Mark and I. 6th Sense. Unwatchable movie. Why are you going to see that? You know he's a ghost.
Well, why would you be going if you knew that?
Oh, dude, that movie, I've said it before, it was comical. Knowing that Bruce Willis is a ghost before you go in to see 6th Sense makes that movie absolutely comical. It's so obvious in every scene of that movie when you know he's dead. Yeah. Sorry if anyone hasn't seen it yet.
Kevin writes in, gentlemen, hearkening back to Christian's email from yesterday regarding TDC beer labels, and as a huge craft beer enthusiast myself, I like to throw some of my candidates out there for consideration. Ascota Stinkfoot Brown Ale.
Ooh, I like it.
A Beagle named Webster IPA.
That one sounds good.
Closet Screamer Double IPA. It could also be a Session IPA.
What would that sound
Wait a
like?
minute.
What would
Session and double IPAs are totally different.
Well said. You could also make it a Session IPA.
A Session IPA is low in alcohol. A double IPA is high
I
in
don't think
alcohol.
that's not what his point is. His point is that you could make
These are about
same
naming
name.
it. So
Right.
you could name it a Closet Screamer. It could be a double IPA, or you could also name a Session IPA that.
What is the Closet Screamer going after? Where's that hearkening back to?
What do you mean?
I'm just curious. Oh, we have some audio?
Who's the king?
I am.
You the king? How much money are you gonna make today?
Enough to choke a baby.
That's right. Whose tits are these?
They're my tits.
These are the king's tits.
The king's titties.
That's right. Is it a king's dick?
It's slightly above average.
Yeah? You gotta stake your claim. You gotta stake it.
Stake my claim.
Yeah.
The King's Titties.
That's my favorite part of the whole.
Slightly above average.
Uwe's Good Woman, a German wheat beer.
Oh, yeah.
Hosby, Mexican lager. TCG Inside Big E, a fruit ale. Little Sweet Hazel, an amber ale. Crown and Gavel, an old ale. Smug Lawyer, Imperial Stout. I grant Christian permission to use any of the aforementioned labels, just as long as any proceeds derived from such sales are donated directly to my pockets. Keep up the great work, and Merry Christmas, bitches, from Kevin. It's a good thought, Kevin.
I don't think he's going to be making any money off these. I think it was just making them for himself at home.
Yeah. I think he probably knew that. Tom writes in, King et al. While setting up my desk at my new job, I found some mini bottles of water in my desk drawer. Maybe my predecessor was a client of David Helm. Also, I wanted to share a TDC encounter I had a week or so ago. I was shopping at the local Meijer, not Myers. That's like nails on a chalkboard. And saw someone wearing a TDC hoodie. Thinking that some discretion might be advisable in a family-style setting, I went up to her and said, if your kids weren't here, I'd offer a reference to a giraffe's name. I got at least a chuckle on what I think was recognition of my weak joke. To the anonymous woman, please let me assure you, I'm not a total creeper. I just didn't feel it would be appropriate to yell, "Hey, Fukfase!" in the middle of a grocery store.
Yeah.
Kindest regards, chow, bye, and shit. I
They're just saying,
bet
hey.
Tom walked away and went, she
joke
probably
fell flat.
thinks I'm a creeper.
Yeah.
I could have
What was
just said,
the-
hey, like
what
the
was the
show.
statement?
Yeah, that seems like a weird reference to bring up if you're trying to connect with a
TDC listener.
I understand. He frees in the moment. Yeah.
Wouldn't you just go up and go, TDC and shit? Yeah. Right. No, he said, if your kids weren't here, I'd offer a reference to a giraffe's name.
Yeah.
That's so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
When did you expect that going?
I bet she had no idea she was wearing her TD right at that
Right.
moment. She's probably not thinking TDC at all. It was just like, okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
If your kids weren't here, I'd offer a reference to a giraffe's name.
Wow.
She'd have to be a real hardcore listener to pick up Fufase.
Come on, Tom. Damn, dude.
But that is cool. I do. That is a cool story, though. I don't know why, but it seems more crazy to me. The idea of one listener I don't assume that two listeners would be in the same place. I don't know why.
What kind of statement is that, E?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right up there with, big gulps. Well, see you later.
What was that from?
Dumb and Dumber. When Lloyd Christmas walks out of the party store
Right.
and sees the two guys with big gulps, and he's like, "Hey guys, big gulps, huh?" And they're just like, he's like, "Well, see you later." It's a really uncomfortable moment.
God, what a great.
Yeah, there you go. Here it is.
Hey, guys. Oh, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
I don't remember that. That's awesome.
Oh, that's maybe one of the
I love
best
that
things in a
scene.
movie, dude.
I love that scene.
God, I don't remember that.
Well, see you later. So anyway, nice attempt, Tom.
Yeah, Tom tried. If your kids weren't here, I'd offer a reference to a giraffe's name.
Dude, at that point,
Just think, dude, you're just shopping. You don't know what you're wearing. You're not thinking about what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Jeez, Tom. Jim writes in, King, Cult, and Pink Hat Tard. I didn't want to lie to my kid about the current commercial Santa that was created in 1964 with the help of Coca-Cola. As a Christian, I didn't want my kid thinking that if I lied about Santa, then I must be lying about Jesus. My kid wasn't fazed by that decision at all. I've heard that from people, actually.
Really?
Glenn Beck has a new Christmas book out that redefines Santa as a collector of frankincense, and he ties it in with the story of Christ's birth. It's called The Immortal Nicholas. The movie's coming out eventually. McCard, you going to see that one?
That's a big negative, Jay.
Not what's his name?
Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck fan.
Are there Glenn Beck fans? I didn't,
Right,
I didn't think
that's
that
it.
that was actually a thing.
That's a good question. Justin writes in, boys and Big E, my hockey team did a white elephant gift exchange, and let me tell you some very interesting gifts. I used the DCast Amazon link, and you're right, Amazon does have everything. Here are the images of the gifts I was honored to give away. He includes an image of...
Is White Elephant supposed to be gag gifts?
No, it's where you
give one...
You give one gift, and then you go around the circle. You can either steal it or open a new one. It's also referred to as Yankee Swap.
Ooh.
You ever heard of Yankee Swap?
I have heard that term. Is that offensive yet?
No.
Should it be offensive? It seems like Indian giver.
It takes balls to golf. That's a golf ball storage sack. And then you've also got the Wiener Cleaner soap.
I've gotten the Wiener Cleaner soap in Secret Santa before.
Does it work?
I don't know. I just slipped through it. No, I've never used it.
I got butt face soap once. I have one side that says butt and it's like brown, and then the other side says face and it's white. Like you're supposed to wash your butt with one side and your face with the other. Butt face soap.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I have heard of Wiener Cleaner though.
Yeah.
Which is just a donut.
It's a ring.
soap.
It's a donut. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you don't fit?
It's a problem. Yeah, the king couldn't get through that hole.
I mean,
kidding me? Not a
What's that look
chance the
like?
king's getting through there.
Looks like a curtain ring.
Yeah.
Or what if it doesn't?
Or one of those donuts you're supposed to sit on when you have roids.
Mm.
A mini version, obviously.
Mm-hmm. You got one of those?
No.
Never. I'm not aware of those.
Yeah. You've seen those donuts, right? Or heard of them?
Yeah, definitely. Like they're
Murphy's.
inflatable.
Yeah.
All right. We'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
All right. Well, let's call it a day there. Anything else to plug? Anything else to mention?
Please rate us on iTunes, rate us on Facebook, rate us everywhere, share us all about.
Yes. With that, we'll call it a day for a Tuesday. We'll do it again tomorrow for another Wednesday edition. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit. Listen to God, watch you